Rochelle White. Yeah, the fastest. The first, Stephen Oluwajare. Ṣẹ́gun Fatuma. Mofelola. Nena Kalu. Inka Michael. Daniel Asenga. Mesonge. Eric Lindo. Welcome everyone. And as you are coming in, please go share the message. Please go share the message. Go look for the share button and share the message with your friends. Welcome everyone, welcome. Go invite your friends, go share the message, and let's get ready for what God has in store for us today. Nice to see you all. We are all action here. We are all action, all busy in this house, all action. Nice to see all of you. How are you all doing today? Please go share the link, and once you do, we'll be ready to continue. All right. As you are coming in today, I would like to say thank you to all of you for supporting this movement, this revolution that God is bringing to the church these days, and for being a part of this wonderful restoration that is taking place in the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ. I would like to start with a testimony today. So one person wrote and said, "Sir, I heard about you, about your ministry for the past 13 years, but I'd not been close until recently, when God started using you to rewrite the wrongs going on in Africa, most especially in Nigeria. Honestly, your online broadcasts have changed our perception about the church. We want to thank you and say we are all behind you. Don't get discouraged. Keep the truth growing. Some may fight against it, but they will later have a rethink. And before long, we shall all be liberated from this madness going on in our churches." So all these letters are a proof of the fact that there are people out there that have not been happy with what has been going on, and that who have been like Lot, who have been enduring the suffering. They are like righteous souls who have been enduring the suffering of ungodliness all around them. But thank God there is time for everything, and time comes when God says enough is enough. So it's like this is the time when God is now saying the time for the liberation of the church in Nigeria, in Africa, is now. And so we thank God for making all of us to be a part of it. Yesterday I showed you the website by Brenda or Belinda?
Bonita.
Huh?
Bonita.
Benita.
Bonita.
Bonita, by Bonita. And I would like to remind you, especially if you are based in England, you could go and watch yesterday's message, and you will see that there is going to be from tomorrow, starting from tomorrow, a live broadcast. Benita, yeah. It is lwradio.co.uk. LW Radio, that is www.lwradio.co.uk. So 4 hours every day, 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon, there is going to be daily broadcast of the messages that are coming from this platform. So the movement against deception is taking off in the UK, and UK is taking the lead. And we thank God for the people and for the team in LW Radio .co.uk. We thank you so much for giving us free airtime, 4 hours a day, to air what God is doing. I also want to thank all of you for those people who responded to help us do editing, video editing, and transcription. I think, I don't know if our ladies here are too busy or they are too tired already or not. If they are not too tired, I would have liked them to share with you what they witnessed today and what is waiting for you in the coming days of all the blessings that God has prepared for you. You can't believe it. But we need anybody that knows how to do video editing, video graphics, and we have maybe 2 or 3 people who volunteered yesterday. We need more people like that. Thank God for Paul and others that that are helping. So, but if we are going to have more people to help us do the graphics and the video editing, we will be able to move faster. So, but we want to appreciate those people who volunteered yesterday. And also those people who volunteered to transcribe. We have more people to transcribe, but we want to also say thank you to you. And if we have more people who would like to join us or help us to transcribe, my voice and write it down into text, if you could do that, you could help us with that, we also want to appreciate you. So please write it right now, write it down in the comment area if you want to help us.
Move agents.
If you want, you could write it down now on the comment, or you could go to Move Agents Facebook Messenger and leave your contact, leave your name that you would like to help us to edit or to transcribe the messages. Then now, why do we need these people? Let's say Queen Nkiru or Jimadu is here.
Yeah, hello everyone. You have seen much of me. I'm around, so get used to it. But I am so privileged, to be here because, my goodness, I came in since morning. I have not put my head down, but watching Pastor Sunday walking, it will not make you sit down, and everybody around is like, oh my goodness, everybody is just too busy. But it's so wonderful, you know, because it's for a right cause. When you're doing something that is bringing love to people, that is saving lives, even if you're tired, you don't feel it. That's the way I feel, okay? I'm even ready not to go to bed, but to keep doing something to make this.
And you've not gone to bed since you came.
No. So, before I say what I saw today, I will urge all of you, as those videos come out, as was discussed yesterday, make sure you share it, not just 4 times a day. Each time, like I will even say every hour, okay? Because these videos need to get to the ears of not just ordinary human beings, okay, but people in the parliament. These videos will help change the nations, we help change generations, we help change our countries if the leaders will humble themselves alone, you know, just to listen to these videos. Because what I heard today, just like nation transformation, you know, one of the arms of the videos, or one of the videos that Dr. Sunday decided to do, is based on leadership, okay? And as he said, most of you have not seen him as a leader before. And he was just, if I should use this word, spitting out words that I'm just, oh my goodness, you know. Something like that miracle should be banned from TV. That one got me. And he is so right in this, because this hoping on miracle and hoping on prophecies have made our nations so lazy, have made people so blind, have made people so handicapped that they cannot do any other thing. They just believe that, oh, I'll go to that man of God, he will lay hands on me, speak word into my life, and I'll become a billionaire overnight. Like the videos that went on recently, that if you sow this, you know, millionaire seed or billionaire seed. That's the kind of nonsense they preach to us in Africa. But with these videos that are coming on, your minds will be waking up. If you thought that you have heard anything from Dr. Sunday, wait until you hear those videos. Wait until you hear the truth and his philosophy, he called it. Like I said when we were doing the 7 p.m. program, that all these things is not about Dr. Sunday. Dr. Sunday has, so I saw, you know, it's just like fish in water, you know, when he was doing this video, though you can see tiredness in his eyes, but you see the energy, and, you know, he's like, oh my goodness, he's all over the place, because he is doing what he knows that is the truth. He is doing something that he knows that will bring light and life to you. He is doing something to change our children and our generations, and the way that we do church today that has nothing to do with God, okay? And that is what drives him. Like he mentioned today, a leader must be driven. And this energy that is in him, and this stock of knowledge that has been sitting in him, you know, he has given, you know, the Russians some part of what he has. But he mentioned recently that he needs to be publishing a book every day for him to die empty. He has so much in him that each and every one of us will be a fool not to listen to these videos, chew them and digest them, and help everyone around us to get it by sharing it at least once an hour. Just click on the share button. You have nothing else to do. You know, send to some friends, you know, inbox, to just say, just sit down and listen. As I say, even if you don't like the essay, the truth will set you free. It is the truth, it's the word. Just listen to it. If you don't want to see the essay, close your eyes, but listen to what he's saying, because these are lives. These are the things that has been in him. He has learned through the years. The Lord has spoken to him. Like he mentioned, they learned from those that have passed before us, all combined in one place. And he is making all these things compact for your own sake, because if he's really going to dwell on it, it will take ages, because he has a lot of, you know, knowledge in him to give. So please, I beg all of you, as those videos come out, keep sharing them at least once an hour. Share with your friends. All these people that are running after all kinds of prophets, even share with all those prophets and pastors that don't know what they're doing, okay? Maybe the Holy Ghost will touch them to change their hearts, okay? Because we need this change, not only in our church, but in our society. Not only in our society, but for our generation. Not only for our generation, but for generations to come. Because we have been doing a lot of wrongs for years that we are so, comfortable. We are so comfortable in our wrongs that we don't want any change. But that will kill us. That will kill our children. That will make us ever useless, just like Africa is today, not living up to his potentials because we've been running after, superstition and blaming this person instead of getting some knowledge that will set us free. And I'm so glad that we have this SoundCloud and what's the other one? Telegram that makes it easier for those in Africa to access this knowledge. Okay, so even these new videos, if there is a way you can download it to as MP3, right, to share with people to hear, let them hear the word, because they are so packed up with principles and laws and things that he has gone through, mistakes and his pluses. It's not, as DSA, he's never afraid to say that he was that, but now I am different. And that's one of the big qualities that makes him what he is. Just saying it the way it is. Take it or leave it, this is who I am. And he's somebody that knows where he's going. He's somebody that is so focused that there's no way you can be around him and can't find purpose. Each time I come here, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to go back home, but I have 3 children and husband waiting for me. It's not that I don't love my family, but because when you enter purpose, you don't want to breathe, you don't want to eat, you don't want to do any other thing, because you know that you are sending out life, and this is so fulfilling. Okay, so please, 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 you have to listen to these videos, not once, not twice, just chew like we did today, 2 minutes, listen, pause, think about those words in the video, then you continue. Later you come back again, and when you share, maybe you put a caption like that too. Don't rush through the video, but listen and chew the video. Because if DSA could make out series out of just a quote, just imagine what you can do. If you can just pick out a sentence from what he said and dwell on it, you can create something that somebody hasn't created before. Okay? So let's take this very seriously. It's not about DSA, it's not about us. It's about the truth, and it's about generations to come. It's for the cause of the one that has sent all of us on this earth to bring back the kingdom to him, to bring down the kingdom, to make the earth as the kingdom is. Thy kingdom come on earth that is in heaven. And I believe that through these videos, this will be fulfilled if we all become part of it. And that is why he is giving you the opportunity to be part of it. It's not that he can't hire. He has people to hire. Even just giving it to members of his church, even if they don't understand, to go and find things to do, they will do it. They've been doing it. But he wants us to be part of this history. And it will be stupidity if we just stay and say, he said he has money, let him go and hire. He can do that, and you will be left out. Me personally, I don't want to be left out. And that's why you keep on seeing my face here. And that's why you keep on seeing me do whatever I do in my own way. So, let's go, people, let's go.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. I also would like to say some words about what I've witnessed today. Imagine that you will have one book squeezed and put in one, packed under pressure and put in one video. This is what is waiting for you. As you read in the Bible, no, the ear didn't hear what you will hear, and the eye didn't see what you will see. It's the truth, because it is not. It doesn't have examples like you would have before in the live broadcast. It doesn't have, it doesn't have explanations. It's so much squeezed, it's so much pressed that you cannot watch it one time. You will miss a lot if you will watch one time. You will miss many things that will make your life richer, will make your life really filled with purpose, will make your life meaningful for this nation. Because imagine, like, in 20 minutes you got the content of the whole book on how to change the nation. In 20 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, it depends on how long the video is, but you get the content of the book how to change your youth of your country, what is the way forward for your country, what are the solutions for your country, how to change your own life, how to, if you are a pastor, how to become a really pastor to people's souls that God gave you. You know, you cannot imagine how these videos are filled, and you cannot miss it. If you will miss one video, and you will find out in 1 year that there was a video that was a solution to all your questions that you have in your heart, how much you will be disappointed. So don't miss any video. You have to ensure that you watched video that was released every week. Just ensure that you didn't miss anything. There is a playlist on YouTube. There will be also a playlist on Facebook. You have to go there and to ensure you didn't miss any of those videos. You have to have time every day to watch those videos, to think about those videos, and as Pastor Nikki said, you should think about each word said there, because this word, one word, can change your life. This is my impression. You didn't hear, you never heard before what you will hear now in those videos, and you never saw what you will see now, so don't miss it.
So thank you so much, Kate. What is happening is that I'm going to be, I think from next week, we are going to be releasing videos every day, but content videos like DSA philosophy, DSA thoughts, DSA values, DSA leadership, DSA church, DSA, you know, just content videos that are going to be telling you about different aspects of life and secrets from those aspects of life that Dr. Sunday Adelaja has learned through his life and sharing with us. Not like the daily broadcast, but it's going to be just short videos, illustrative videos on daily basis. So, you know, you've seen a bit of that. That's what I showed yesterday. And some of you have seen don't never be afraid of the sweat, dirt, and blood. And you've seen that as well. And some of you have seen towards a new Africa. And thank you for those who have shared towards a new Africa. Please go ahead and share again and again, and all other videos, the short videos that you see. But so these are we are going to have different kind of directions, things that are going to just enrich you and make you to be able to, you know, change your world faster than you could ever imagine. Okay, today we are going to continue with our teachings on checklist. So today is checklist number 7, right? 9, is it 9 or 10? 9. Checklist 9, checklist part 9. And the topic today is, are you really a Christian? Are you really a Christian? Measure your faith by your blessings. Are you really a Christian? Measure your faith by your blessing. And that is coming from the book of Matthew chapter 5, from the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes. So what do we have in the Beatitudes? It starts with what some people call the blessedness. Blessed are this, blessed are this. That's why I'm saying measure your life by your blessings, or by your blessedness. By your blessedness. It's supposed to be measure your life by your blessedness. So day before yesterday we started on this, and I've already shared with you the first part of that beatitude, which what we looked at was, blessed are those who mourn. And what is that? And so we were able to learn about the blessings of, that is the second one we did. The first one we did was, blessed are the poor in spirit. So we were able to learn about those what it means to be blessed in the spirit, to be poor in the spirit, and why is that attracting a blessing. Then the second one we studied was, blessed are those who mourn. So we have also studied that, what is it to mourn, and why does that carry blessing. Today I'm going to start by dealing with blessing for those who are meek. So blessed are the meek. And before I do that, I want to tell you to go and share the video. Go and share the video with your friends. Go and look for the share button, share the video, and go share the videos, please. Once you share the video, go invite your friends, then we'll start fully. I would also like to say thank you so much for the movement against deception in the church. If you have not yet joined, it's on Facebook, go join the group. And then for those people who want to help the truth and the word spread faster in Africa, I want to say thank you to those people as well. And that is the Citizens Movement Against Religious Cabal, SMAC. Citizens Movement Against Religious Cabal. So those are the people who want to help us spread the flash drives, CDs all over Africa. If you have not yet joined that and you would like to join, please do that, please. And people are saying you should tag. Okay, let's go and tag what we need to tag. Okay. All right, so here we go. Matthew chapter 5, verse 3 to 10. It says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." The checklist today is starting with "Blessed are the meek." So if you are following us, please, you need to do the checklist for yourself. Are you really a Christian? Checklist. The question today is, check yourself by your blessedness. How do you determine your blessings? Unfortunately, the pagan Christianity that has been practiced in Africa has told us that we are blessed only when we have big cars, that we are blessed only when we have a lot of money, and that they have measured our blessedness by material things. So if you are still measuring your blessedness by the material things, it means you've been a pagan Christian. They have brainwashed you and they have made you to become a pagan Christian. So if you are measured, like for example, there is a denomination, there is a pastor in Nigeria who was watching this man, one of the big CEOs, not CEO, or the GOs in Nigeria, and was watching this man broadcast secretly, of course. And what did he do? He gathered together his team on what to do to counter everything I've been saying and what I've been demonstrating. So, in fact, not just one, many GOs do this. They said the most important thing to do, the best way is to keep on spreading their own information. So, if first of all, of course, they ban people from watching me, and they ban the members of their churches from watching my videos. Then they said they gave assignment to their people to begin to share their testimonies and their stories. So the basis of the way they have decided to share, to counter what we are doing, is to share more, share more of their stories and what, according to them, what God is doing, the miracles. And then one particular GO, he decided to form a team of professionals, IT professionals, and what they have done is that they started, they started a whole Facebook page and website to show how people have been blessed through the church. So what they are now doing is that they are projecting and profiling individuals who have become successful in the ministry. So let's say this one came to the church and he became an engineer, and this one came to the church and he became a millionaire. This one came to the church and got a car. This one came to the church and and got an employment, and got a good job. So, but everything they are doing, or this one came to the church and got healed, or this one got a miracle, this one got his breakthrough, this one did this one that. So what they are doing now is that they are putting together all the stories to say, okay, the man of God, or the blessings of the man of God, the ministry of the man of God, or this church has been a blessing to them. Now they think that's a powerful thing to do. That testimonies, that it doesn't matter what I say, that people don't care for people who just talk, that people want miracles, people want changes, people want testimonies. And so through testimonies, and when people tell all the stories of what has been growing up, how much they have been blessed through the ministries, that nothing can withstand testimonies, nothing can stand against the changes that have happened in people's lives, because that is the way they measure blessedness. Now, nothing bad about that. I don't have let them tell their stories. Wonderful. Good job. But what I'm saying is that, most of these things, to them, testimonies in Nigerian churches are mainly somebody got healed, somebody got delivered, somebody got blessed, somebody got a good job, somebody's wife got pregnant, somebody got a baby, somebody got a job, somebody got a car, somebody built a house, somebody made some money. It's all about material things. Unfortunately, it's all about what they got. They got something, getting something, God. You see, but the blessedness, is that really the measurement of blessedness? You see, paganism functions with those kind of things, visible things. It is from outside inside. To people, you are blessed and God is with you when you can come with stories of what you got. You see, it is all about, the case of the children of Israel and Moses. When the children of Israel, they only knew the works of God, the acts of God, but they didn't know the face of God. They didn't know the ways of God. They didn't know the path of God. They didn't know the eyes of God, the face of God. They only knew his miracles. And the same thing people are practicing. That's the kind of Christianity people are practicing today. But in the Old Testament, when that happened with the children of Israel, we could understand because the Spirit of God was not for all men, had not been poured on all men that time. And that is like the Old Testament, just the way the pagans do it. They need external testimonies, stories to impress people that they have been blessed. But what I'm saying is, let's look at Jesus, what he calls blessing. Let's look at Jesus, what he calls blessedness. And that's why I'm talking today that if you really want to be a Christian, you should measure your own blessedness, not as churches have been measuring their own blessedness. You should measure your own blessedness, not like human beings have measured blessedness. You should measure your own blessedness, not the way our community, our environment, and our generation has measured blessedness. Our generation and people around us, even the paganistic pastors and churches around us, they shouldn't measure blessedness. They shouldn't define blessedness to us. So unfortunately, people are defining blessedness right now, blessing, as what you have got, what you have received. But if we really want to be objective about this, and we want to really find out how to define blessing and blessedness, you are blessed, and blessedness, true blessedness, is defined by the Lord Jesus Christ. And this, everybody has access to this, but we don't kind of pay attention to it. Or we are so surface kind of Christian. We are so shallow, we are so superficial that we don't think deep enough about what the words of Jesus and about how Jesus described things and how he sees things. And you know what? At the end of the day, only the way Jesus sees things that is right. Only the way Jesus sees things is correct. Only how Jesus defines things is what is right. So Jesus' definition supersedes any human being's definition. Jesus' definition is what is right at the end of the day. Jesus' position is God's position. It is only the way Jesus describes something or sees something that is right eventually. Either you like it or you don't like it. It is not what you recognize that matters. It is what God recognizes. You see, the Bible says that, God knows those who are his. You see, it is not what you declare that makes people, that means, that affirms, if you are God's or not. God himself knows those who are his. It doesn't matter what you declare. You can come and say, oh, God knows me. He knows me. Yes, I'm God's child. I'm God's this. It doesn't matter whatever you declare. The whole world could declare one thing. It is not what people declare that matters. God himself is the one that knows those who are his. God himself, you cannot manipulate God to declare that you are his and why he doesn't know you and doesn't recognize you. It doesn't matter, even your AGO says it, or bishop says it, or the whole world says it. God knows those who are his. It's not as important that you know, that you declare that, okay, I know God, or God knows me. It's not what you say that matters. It's not what your position is that matters. It is his position that matters. God himself is the one that should affirm you. God himself is the one, his position is what should affirm affirm you. His truth is what should affirm you. God knows those who are his. He knows those who are his. You know, it's not coming from you. You don't decide. So when I see the way church is being practiced today, and everybody is, you know, just following the flow, and everybody is doing the same thing, every church copying one another, and whatever the big churches are doing is what all the churches are following, because, oh, if Redeem is doing it, it must be right. If Winners is doing it, it must be right. If all these churches are doing it, it must be right. If Koza is doing it, it must be right. If FMFM is doing it, it must be right. But you know what? No, it doesn't follow. So that's why today's message is called, you know, checklist yourself. Checklist. You know, measure your own Christianity. Are you a real Christian or not? How do you know this? If you are a real Christian, if you are not a real Christian, you will measure your blessedness, because you measure your life, your Christianity, by your blessedness. What do you call blessing? If you are the part of Christians, or one of those Christians who call blessing the physical things that you see or what you could get from God, and you are calling that blessing, and you think you are blessed just because you can get all those things, I'm sorry, you've been deceived. Because what Jesus called blessedness is entirely different. See what Jesus called blessedness here in Matthew chapter 5. He said, blessed are those who are poor in the spirit. That is not what we would have called blessedness. That is not what the people would have called as, how can somebody be poor and you say he's blessed? You see, that is God's definition of blessedness. You see, if you are going to be running after the world's definition of blessedness, if you are going to be running after the church's definition of blessedness, you are going to lose God. God is going to be going on this direction, you are going to be going this direction. All the churches are going this direction, you are going that direction. God is going this direction. Jesus, you know, it doesn't matter if the whole world is following them, and they are all the churches in the world are saying blessedness is this. You who are a Christian, who are a child of God, these are the things that you should be following. These are the things that you should be seeking after. What God called blessedness is, number one, blessed. You say blessed, blessed are the poor in spirit. It is the poor, the ability to make yourself poor, that God describes as blessedness. Jesus sees blessing in something else. According to him, blessing and blessedness is not in the amount of cars you have. Blessing and blessedness is not in the amount of houses you have. Blessing and blessedness is not in the house of properties you have, amount of properties you have. Blessing and blessedness is not in the crowd that is following you. You know, in Nigeria now, in my country now, in fact, the more the crowd you have, that is the affirmation, that is the confirmation that you are from God, that God has anointed you. The more crowd follows you, as long as crowd is following you, it means that you have been blessed. But in God's definition, it's not like that. Because if you go to India, you know, in Nigeria, people say the Redeem is the biggest church. Redeem is the biggest church. They have Holy Ghost something, or some conference every year. They say that their conference every year is the biggest gathering of people. It's not true. The biggest religious gathering of people is in India. So if we are going to use crowds to judge, Indians are the ones that God has blessed most. India, and you know what they are doing? They will go to the shrine, and they will go to dirty river like this, and they will have 40 million people. In Nigeria, we've never had 40 million people gather. We've never had 30 million people gather. We've never had 20 million people gather. In one place, 20, 30 million, the minimum people that have ever gathered, I mean, in the recent history, in India for their worship, for their annual celebration or worship, is 20 million. Otherwise, Festival. Otherwise, they have 30 million, 60 million, 50 million in one place. So if you are going to talk about crowd, then it means that they have been more anointed. It means that they are the ones that are really anointed. It means that they are the ones that God has really blessed. You know, God doesn't look at blessedness the way we look at blessedness. God is not looking external indicators to say that you have been blessed. Because you have more crowd, it means God has sanctioned you. No, it is totally different. You know who God has sanctioned? Blessed. The one that have been blessed by God, in the eye of God, the one that is truly blessed is the one that is able to make himself poor in the spirit. The one that is truly blessed in the eye of God is the one who mourns, who is able to live a mourning life. He is the one that is truly blessed, not the one that is able to go to do festival or singing and dancing, whatever they call it. Either it's hallelujah song or hallelujah dance or something, or we people think in our own place that the more you can dance of experience and go and bring, how many musicians came? That man came, the one on the television. That man came from Charisma magazine. There were Americans there. There were foreigner, white people were there. If you see the song, who came to sing? It is one lady they call Shak. One lady like that, they call Shakir or what? Sinash. It is Sinash that came to sing. It is these that came. It is that came. It is, it is, those are the things we think that are blessedness, but God is totally out of it. God is calling, and this thing that God calls blessedness, you don't hear about it in church. People don't teach about it. They don't tell us that blessedness actually is something different. That things that will make you to be blessed is the conditioning of your heart. So that's what the whole Beatitude is all about. And this is the central message of the Lord Jesus Christ. This is the centrality of his message. That it is the condition of people's heart that he looks at. He's not moved by external things. He's not moved by how many cars. He's not moved by, in Nigeria now, the big thing is, I have the biggest building, or I have the most air-conned building, or I have the most polished, furnished building, or I have the most ultra-modern building, or I have the most, all kind of things about building. But Jesus didn't build anything. Jesus didn't build any building. Jesus was not carried away by building. You know what he was building? He was building the heart of man. He was conditioning the heart of man. Instead of our spiritual fathers, instead of our churches to be busy conditioning the heart of people, to be repairing the heart of men, to be, restoring the heart of people, to be bringing poverty to the heart of men, to be bringing mourning condition to the heart of men, instead of our leaders to be causing people to be meek in their heart, instead of people to be teaching people, the leaders to be teaching people who follow them how to be hunger for righteousness, how to thirst for righteousness, instead of them to be teaching their followers how to be merciful, instead of them to be teaching them how to have purity of heart, pureness of heart. We are busy teaching, telling them that they will get this blessing, they will get this breakthrough or that breakthrough or something. Vanity has hijacked the church. Vanity has just taken over the church. Vanity has just, our church has just been hijacked. We measure everything by money now. Everything is about money. How much you give, who gives the best, who gives the highest, how much money came back, what miracle money will do. This one you'll find all this, it's like we are living on different planets with God Almighty. It's like God Almighty is living on one planet and we are living on another planet. It's like we are speaking different language with God. Jesus is speaking one language, we are speaking our own language. It's like we don't even recognize each other. It's a pity. It's a pity. We are building buildings instead of building people's hearts. So who are the other people that God recognizes as blessed? He said, blessed are the poor, blessed are those who mourn, blessed are the meek, blessed are those who hunger, blessed are those who thirst, blessed are those who are merciful, blessed are those who are pure in heart, blessed are those who are peacemakers, blessed are those who are persecuted. You see, these are the people who are truly blessed according to God. This is true blessing in God's eyes. This is a true blessing in God's eyes. So some people are saying, but how can they be if they are not from God? How come God is blessing them? I said, what do you mean God is blessing them? I see the crowd now. I said, I will show you. Go to India. Go to YouTube. Don't need to go to India. Thank God now there's YouTube everywhere. There is video everywhere. Go to YouTube and say in India biggest religious gatherings, and then put it India religious meetings. You will begin to see that our churches in Nigeria are small. God has not blessed us. The ones God blessed, they are somewhere there in India. If we are going to use external things to judge, if we are going to use crowd to judge, those are the ones God has blessed. You see? But you say, but they have money. Pastor, if you see about money, okay, you want to use money? And go to America now. Atheists there. If you gather the agnostics of America together in one place, the atheists and the Democrats, the ones who hate God, and you look at net worth and their income, their monthly income and their yearly income, you will think that God is partial. That's so I tell you. You will think that God has decided to just punish us with everything we think we have in Africa and the churches. You know, churches are blessed. By the time you compare what those agnostics and atheists have, you will think you will even hate God till you get mad at God Almighty. You will get mad at God Almighty because you will know that you don't have anything. All those things they are calling rich in Africa is rubbish. There's nothing. It's greed. It's nothing. So we don't use physical things to impress God. But it is in countries of blind men that the man with one eye comes and says, you see, we don't see you become our king. It is the country of blind where everyone else is blind. You two are blind though, but at least one quarter of your eyes is something. They say, you are a hero. Nobody says anything. You are saying something. Okay, you just enthrone you as a king. That's all. It's because we are all poor in the spirit. It's not that we are poor in the physical. It's because we are poor in the spirit. That is why, all these people are able to blindfold all of us and just make all of us fools and just, bring, paganism and enthrone it on the throne. And we don't even know. Because we are not judging our lives by God's standard. And these are the God's standards. You measure your life, judge your life, checklist your life by God's standard, by Jesus' word. So today I'm going to focus on Jesus' word, which is the third blessedness that Jesus mentioned. Blessed are the meek. This is a heavy one. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So this is the third category of people that according to Jesus are going to be blessed. You remember we spoke about the first category of people who are blessed. That is the blessed are those who blessed are those who are poor in spirit. Yeah, that's what the first blessedness we went through. Then we went through the blessedness of those who are mourning, and we explained that as well. Who mourn. So we have that second blessedness. Today is the third blessedness, which is blessed are those who are meek. Blessed are those who are meek. So what does it mean to be meek? This one is a really serious one because a lot of people that are not familiar with that word meek. We are more familiar with the word humble. We are more familiar with the word humble, but not too familiar with the word meek. But I like to look at it and see what the description and how meek is described. So meek, I wanted to check it out in the dictionary for you, but I have here there are different descriptions that are describing being meek. But basically, people are comparing being meek to that of humility. But let me describe to you the way I understand it first. Meekness is the ability of a man to submit his power at the feet of the Almighty God. It is the ability of a man who might have been strong, or who might have been having the ability to be, to live like any other person, to live in pride, in pomposity, in arrogance, the ability for him to step down and drop his superiority, his power, his dominance, and put it aside and voluntarily make himself to tame his power. You say meekness is the ability to control your power, to put your power under check, to put your power under control. I'm looking at the dictionary here. It says meekness can be understood as being quiet, gentle, righteous, and obedient. Imagine a person who is very obedient, this person will display qualities such as listening to others. So you don't have to, none of us has to listen to others, right? But when you listen to others, what you do is you intentionally close your mouth at that time and decide to submit yourself to the opinion of others, or to listen, to make yourself sit down, to honor others while you keep quiet. Okay, listening to others, even though everybody is describing meekness different. All the dictionaries that I've checked, everybody is different. But still is talking about the same thing, but no one word, no one description. So it says, imagine a person who is very obedient. This person will display qualities such as listening to others and acting according to their demands or to their instructions. Such a person can be considered as meek because he or she is controlled to some extent by the behavior of others, but he allows himself to be controlled by the behavior of others. Then it says, in religious contexts, a meek person is described as someone who does not fight back or accepts or swallows any form of, someone who does not fight back, who accepts or swallows any form of suffering. Even though he could have fought back, you say, everybody could fight back as well. Such a person will also be patient and ready to accept the authority of another without any opposition. So it is the ability for you to submit, to control your power, and to give consideration to others. To give consideration to others. Now, when I talk about dictionary, I'm not talking about secular dictionary. I'm talking about Christian dictionaries. I'm talking about, interpretation, or the concordance. Okay, but let me see another one here, which I really like this particular description here. It says, meekness is a property of human conduct when a meek person conducts himself towards another, controlling his own power to give space to another person. So he's controlling his own power to give space to another person. Why humility is being humble, meaning in a religious perspective, this to acknowledge self in connection to God and acknowledgement of one's imperfection. So this one, it describes it differently here, that meekness is controlling one's power in relations to people and giving them space. And humility is more like before God. So when you are humble, it's like you conduct yourself before God in a submissive and humble way. Either people are there or people are not there. You are walking, your conscience is before God that you are humbled. But meekness, that's according to this particular one. But when you are meek, it means before man. You go before, you allow yourself to, you take a step back before man. You control your power. You give other people space. So, you consider other people and you give them the priority. So, but, so this is a kind of, quality that is not making you to affirm yourself that I'm the one who is blessed, I'm the one who is rich, I'm the one who is this. It's the opposite. It's rather the opposite. That even though you are blessed, when I was thinking about this today, when I was, meditating about this particular topic, blessed are the meek. You know what God told me? Because I was looking for examples. What are the examples I could use? And God just put it on my heart to use the example of myself, of what we see every broadcast here, that it will get to people easier if I use that example. You remember that at first when I began to call, when I used to call people to come forward, Victor, can you come? Someone like Victor, when I say people should come and share their opinions. Okay, when some young men are here, they come. People used to say, Pastor Sunday is very humble. I said, why? They say, because you give other people, young men that nobody knows. You just sit down there and they are talking. That is not what is obtainable in most churches. That's what people say. I don't know if that's true or not, but that how can you be there and other people who are not just pastors, they are not even pastors, they are not even bishops, they are not even assistant pastors, how can they just become, you have an opinion and they are still having an opinion? It is your opinion that should be carried today. That in fact, in most places, when you are a big man like that and you are a bishop or GO, nobody should be talking again. To be saying they have their own opinion, or sometimes their opinion is even different from yours, and then you have given them your air time for them to be talking in the world. That and God put that in my heart today and said that is meekness. When you are having power yourself, you are having the ability to be able to listen or not to listen, but you step back and you give room for others. You prefer others before yourself. I like that word, preferring others before yourself. That's being meek. Or sometimes even I will stand up and somebody will come and sit here and share their opinion. I don't know if you people have seen that before, but they have experienced it. They have sat here before. And some people have told me that, what do you mean? How can somebody come and sit down in the GO seat and GO himself is standing? So how can you come and be sitting here and GO himself stand for the person? And so people are saying, Pastor, you are humble. But this is just human behavior. So what I'm saying is that, the ability to be able to submit your power and be able to, give preference to others. And, that is meekness. I don't know if this example is good enough, but that's the example that came to my heart when we were, that, for example, Kate is going to share now, and I'm going to stand. But it's not because I'm using this example. I do that all the time. And this is not just today. This is every time we are while we do the program. So this is meekness. And Bible says those are the people who are blessed. And that's why Moses was called one of the meekest human beings on earth. Yeah, because he knew how to relate to man. So meekness has to do probably with man, with people relationship. Because everybody could try to be humble before God, but to be humble before other men, and that's why they call him a meek man, Moses. Because in relation with people, it's not easy to be meek. It's not easy to humble yourself before men. So, Kate, come. Let's see what you have to say. When I have Victor stand and observe.
Pastor, when you were saying about this, I got in my mind this picture, this example. It's like one father sitting at the table with his son, 5 years old, and teaching him to draw, for example. And if the father, he is not meek, the child will draw, it will be not nice, and then his father will come and say, no, not like this, look, I'll show you, step aside, look, and he will draw by himself. So what is this? It means that this person is not strong enough, he is driven by emotions, taking care of himself only. But if the father, he is meek, what will happen? He will watch how this child drawing, he will support him, he will show him, he will help him, and he will make the child believe that he can do more. So he will have to step aside. He will not have to show him how strong is he and how good he is drawing very well. And any time we are ready, like in the vocabulary it was said that you are ready to stand to hear, to listen what the other person says, because this actually helps people to grow. And meek person only can do it. If person is not meek, the person can just cares about himself. He just want to step out and to talk. That's it. This is my example.
Very good. So you have the patience to help other people grow. Okay, thank you. So another biblical, another concordance definition says, one of the best definitions, somebody wrote, one of the best definitions of meekness that I've ever read is that it is strength under control, you say. Maybe that's a good one for us too, it could help us. Strength under control. So even though you are powerful, even though you are bigger, even though you are superior, but you are able to put it on, you are able to put that strength down, that power down. Is strength under control. Meekness does not mean weakness, and meekness does not mean being a doormat, to be stepped on by others and be exploited and used by others. So meekness does not mean that everyone can walk over you Meekness is someone who is humble, teachable, and patient under suffering. So the ability to be patient when you are suffering, just like Kate gave. You know, he saw the father is seeing the son doing the wrong thing the wrong way, but because he's so much interested in teaching that son to do the things right, he is quiet, he is submissive, he is suppressing himself. Why he's allowing the son to make a mistake so that he could teach him. He's not just coming to remove him and just beat him and just say. So that ability to control your strength or your power is real meekness. So it's patient under suffering. The person who has meekness means that they have the absence of any feelings of being better than another person. So they are not, saying they are better than other people. This also means that they are modest and lowly in spirit. Now, look at that. If meekness means you are not saying you are better than other people. You see, but in our church in Africa and in charismatic churches, all Christians and churches are always bragging about the fact that they are better than unbelievers. Okay, that's why we are having cars. That's why we are having house. That's why we are not, let them live in poverty. We are not fixing the environment. We are not helping them because, that's for God to see that who is better. That, God is with us. So we are better. So it is not humility that we are practicing. It is not meekness that we are practicing. It's rather pride. That, because we are better, that's why God is blessing us. I mean, God is blessing us to prove that we are better. But really, somebody who is meek is not bragging that he's better. In fact, even though he's better, but he submits that his status of being better or that his position to serve somebody that is worse than him, that is weaker than him. He submits it, he suppresses, he allows, even though he might be better, but it doesn't flaunt that. It doesn't, say, okay, if they are poor because they are unbelievers or they are Muslims. If they want to be better, let them also come. But God has blessed us. God is making a difference between those who serve Him and those who don't serve Him. Even if God is making a difference between those who serve Him and don't serve Him. But how do you respond to that? You are supposed to use that to serve them and use that to show them example of humility and use that to show them the example of meekness and use that to be able to bring them to yourself. You say, why is it that kind of person is blessed? Why is a meek person blessed? A meek person is blessed because it's not easy. Because it's against the human nature. Because the human nature says that we should brag and put ourselves above others. We should brag and show our superiority over other people. And if you are going to be reading, if you are following a lot of motivational speakers, I've said this thing before. A lot of motivational speakers say this all the time, that Jesus said, love people as much as you love yourself. But that's not really what the Bible says. The Bible says to love the Lord your God as with all your mind, with all yourselves, heart, or all that, and love others, and do to others, and love others like that too, and do to others what you want them to do for you. It's not the same thing. What you want them to do for you doesn't really matter. Meaning that love them after you love yourself, because the way motivational speaker is that if you cannot love yourself, you cannot love others, because do unto others as you want them to do for you. But that doesn't mean that you have to put yourself first, because the way it comes across is that if you don't do something for yourself, you cannot begin to do things for others until you do for yourself. But that's not the main essence of the teachings of Christ. He is saying that you wish for some people to do you well, so do well to other people too, as you wish for them to people to do for you. But because we all wish for something to be done for us, but that doesn't mean that I must love others only to the degree I love myself. If that is what Jesus meant, then he would have died, because he didn't want to die. But he actually said, if this is true love, for a brother to give his life for another person. So, but if you give your life for others, or you sacrifice your life for others, or yourself for others, it means that you actually give, you actually sacrifice yourself. You prefer people above yourself. You are giving others to what you have not given yourself, because you are giving them life and you have not given yourself life. So it's not, some people translate that as if you can only love others only after you have loved yourself. Of course you should love yourself, but this is a little bit, it looks similar, but it's a little bit different from what God is saying. Because when you are really humble, sometimes, like a mother, mothers can give to their children. They might prefer to be hungry, but they will give to their children food. A woman will feed a child with a breast even when she is hungry. A woman will cry. In fact, even me, it happened to me, not just a woman. When my children were small, each time they would get sick, I would say, God, let me rather get sick than them get sick. Because I feel so bad. I would rather want to fall sick myself than for them to be sick. That is what is loving, because that's real love. Real love prefers others above themselves. Real love really wants to prefer others above themselves. Real love really wants to give to others. They don't put themselves as number one. They don't consider themselves first. They want to consider others above themselves. That is the kind of love we are talking about here. That is not natural. But what is natural is that I consider myself first, then what is left over, now I can now give to you. That is what is natural. That is the natural thing. And that is why more blessedness is when you are able to be meek. And what does that mean? That you have the opportunity to even consider yourself better, but you put it down and consider others above you. How you have to be meek. It's not easy. That is why it is blessedness. You see, can you imagine all those people who are going to church in Africa? They are bringing tithe and offering, to where? To church first. Why? Because it's to us. We are going to bless our church. We are going to build our church. But then to say, okay, give to people who are poor around you first. Give to the poor, give to the orphans, give to the widows, give to the poor people around you. Take care. That is not easy. It's easier to say you bring it to church, you build your own church, you do your own thing. That is what is easier. But real blessedness in God's eye is when you are able not to enrich yourself, not to bless yourself, not to give to your friends or to people around you, to people who do good to you, to a place where you can see and do your own thing. But when you are able to consider others, that is what it means to be meek. So this is not an easy truth right here. But these are the ones that God called blessed. These are the people that God called, that God said they are blessed. The people who are truly blessed in the eye of God are the people who are able to put themselves down like this and able to serve others in humility. They are able to not claim their own rights, not claim their own righteousness, not claim their own uprightness, not claim their own firsthood, that we are the first, we are, priority, that I have to be taken care of first. But who want to, first of all, sacrifice themselves before they consider themselves. In fact, maybe this would not be modest. I'm sure Mayowa will not, she's not ready to talk. But even me, I'm not ready to say what I want to say, because that's why I'm going to use her to say it, because people would misunderstand. But she could help me. Mayowa, I'm going to invite you to come. You have been helping me to manage finances that come to my hand, or you have been managing my finances these days. You tell them the truth, just the way it is. Don't mention names or something. What does Pastor Sunday how does Pastor Sunday spend his money? You let people know. Just let the truth come out.
Okay, in 1 month, just over $100,000. So we had 98% of that go to people who email to say that they need help, they want one thing or the other. Somebody...
It doesn't matter, just other people.
Yes, other people. And none of them actually went to Dr. Sunday directly himself. So the rest of it were money, maybe we need something in the house that goes towards that comes from me. No money ever at all went to, out of all of this money, went to Dr. Sunday at all. I was so amazed. I went through different emotions.
Tell them about your
emotions. I was angry, I was fighting a lot. I was challenging people. I was saying no a lot of things. And I was like, give them. Like, yeah, do we have, just give them. I was so frustrated, so much that actually I had to pray myself to be able to handle this, because it's not something that I was expecting, and it's not something that I actually thought was possible. A lot of anger. I think maybe even now I still kind of like slowly I'm getting to kind of understand his heart and understand why. I don't think I'll ever understand, but I'm taking my time, and I think that God will help me. But it was 98% because I did the percentage, I checked everything, and then I come back, and then even for months that there's no, he hasn't given me the money yet. He would say next month, by October, give this person this, give this person this, give this. So I've already got a list already of people that I have to give this, I have to give that to. It's really frustrating for me. I'm not from this kind of mindset or understanding of this, and I find it really challenging. So yeah, it's I want to say it's crazy, totally crazy. I've never seen something like this before, and I struggle with it. But please don't shoot me because I struggle with it. You would also struggle with it, because that's a large sum of money, and everything goes out to people without anything.
People who are not related to me?
No, we don't. People I've never seen, he's never seen.
I've never seen them.
No,
I don't know them.
No, we don't know them, and he definitely doesn't know them, because when they I just get an email that this person needs this amount, and send this. They'll send their information, and then I'll send it. That's how it goes. It's just as simple as that. There's no. I find it challenging. I live in the West. I live in England, and I've never seen somebody do this. It's not even a joke. I even ask, how do we know they're not lying or whatever? It's like, if they're lying, that's their own. It's up to between them and God. I was like, who says that? It's between them and God. And I try to find out, and it's very challenging for me, but it's not my money, it's his money, and if he says that I should give it to people, I will. But what surprises me is that he doesn't even get anything for himself. He never asks that,
and we
I need
deprive
this.
ourselves.
Yes.
In the house, I deprive the house, I
Yes.
deprive everybody, nobody, to
Yes.
prefer others.
Yes, that's another
And they don't
thing
even know what we go through, that
Yeah.
we don't have, and we are making them rich.
Yes, that's another thing that pisses me off, actually, I must say, because there's some things that we need in the house, and he would have said I should give this amount of money to somebody else, but why can't we keep that in the house and get what we need? And I don't get that part of things. I'm still struggling with it, and there's so much. Maybe I shouldn't say too much. Really, 98% of over 100,000 in 1 month goes out to people, charity, and I don't get it. I even tried to tell him that charity begins at home, so he should let us have some things in the house, let's do certain things. It's like, no, these people need this. You never know what this would do to people. You never know how and one day he was even telling me that I should try and put myself in somebody else's shoes. I wanted to scream. How many people can I put myself in their shoes? Because okay, I think somebody else should talk, because you might get to know how I'm like with this money, and I don't want you to. Somebody else can talk.
Yeah. So okay, the pastor Natalia is back. She went for break. She went for holidays for 3 months, and she just came back. But she is the administrator. She was the administrator of the house, and she was managing my money too. So she knows. She's another person that manages money that comes. I never even see money. I never even have money. I never ever see money or have money. See, I always show people my pocket. I never have money. You see, this is my pocket here. I never have money. See, I never have money. You see, that's why I live. This is how I live. This is how I live. I never have managed money. But they manage money. So let them tell you.
Yeah, it's true that Pastor Sunday never have money. And if some money come to him, he immediately give this money to the people that manage money, and they have list where we need to give this money. And for house, the time when 1.5 years, a lot of people come at house, and always pastor fellowship a lot of people, students, Nigerian students, guests, African people, and a pastor said, okay, these people will come, don't take money, they will not give money, we will manage this, you know, and this is all the time, every day, every week, every month, you know, and sometimes, of course, you are like manager of a house. When you manage a house, you need money to you know, to do this all of stuff, but you know, and also for me it was lesson, because practically when you take everything practically, oh, we need money here, we need money here, we need to be wise in this and this and this, but with pastor I learned to be higher than wise in all of these practical things.
Love is higher than
wisdom. Love is higher, you know, and for me it was a big lesson, because it strengthened my heart also, because from the one side you have challenge, you need to care about all of these people. From another side you meet a lot of practical things, and you always is in the place of decision and what you will choose, and it's not easy, you know, to give when you have not.
When you have needs yourself.
When you have need. And Pastor Sunday, he always give. He have needs, but he will give to others. He will give to others. You know, and sometimes I just was thinking, oh God, but here is miracles. Love make miracles, and my mindset was changed. You know, it was totally changed, and I live like in New Testament life. When I start to understand how the first church have nobody was
in need.
Yeah, when somebody is in need, everybody take care about this, you know. And I understand that we need to learn all of these things. So, and in the area of like money, needs of others, you know, this is really Christianity. Because in our world today, in the churches, you know, the system of word control the churches today. And here when pastor teach us about tithes and offerings, you know, with the way give to the people, don't care about your church. This is like practical things. Your church have needs. You need to pay rent, you need to build something, but you prefer to give money to the people that have need. And you believe in God, that God will care about your church. You know, a lot of things we learn here with Pastor Sandy practically. It's changed our mindset, our hearts, like Christ hearts and mindset. So, and I wish you would be here and learn and live all of these things practically. But it's real, and it's change, and create us and make us like Christ. So, and this is real life with God, real Christianity. To learn how to live by love. To be with a higher place of love. And it's make you like, we need to die for ourselves. This is real, die for yourself. You are in need, you have trouble, you have problems, but you don't think about your problems, your trial, your needs. You died for yourself. And sometimes in our life we have crisis. And you know, we look at this like problems. Oh God, help me. But this is blessings.
Yeah.
when you cry, when crisis comes, because through this crisis you become like God. And if we will understand this, we will see in our problems, like Christians, like blessings. God wants to show us something. God wants us to make us to understand something. And so when we have some problems, crisis, this is blessings when we cry. So yes, it's true. We need to learn to hide the love to God and people higher than problems and needs.
Exalt people
Yes.
higher than problems
Yeah,
and needs.
and needs. Yeah, and Pastor Sunday showed us example how money doesn't have rule of us.
Yes. Money doesn't control us.
Yeah, love has to control us. So, and Pastor Sunday all the time he show how to live. Don't be controlled by problems. Don't be controlled by money. Controlled by love, by God's kingdom, His goal. Think about His goal, His kingdom. So
His priority.
His priority. We need to change our mindset and put in Christ's mindset in our hearts. So how Christ will think, how Christ will do, how Christ will react in this problem, and so it's very, very interesting life in this life. Thank you.
These are people who are living it every day. These are people who are practicing it every day. So it's not me talking. It's what they have seen. They are saying it every day here.
Okay, what I didn't say also is that there's some people that after Dr. Sunday gives them this, maybe I'm actually sending my own announcement here because I don't really like this, right? And then they'll call back to say they need more. So let's say they ask for like 2.5 and then we send it 2.5. Then they'll come up with more problems and come up with like 10 grand. And the pastor will say, oh, send them something. What do we have? I go ballistic when he does that. Then I start saying, what are the things that you said? Don't you know these people are cheating? This is happening. I really can't stand this. If somebody can actually talk to pastor, I came to plead here not to do this because I can't do it. I can't find it in myself to do it. I've grown up with charity begins at home. Why should we have to suffer, especially when we're giving people we don't know what they're using it for, we don't know their background, they come up with stories, and these are from different countries. It's not even just Africans and black, it's like anybody. Any name we just come and then you just accept. I really don't think that this is the right way, but at the same time, I trust pastor's judgment, but in this issue with money, I'm really struggling. So if there are people that can talk to pastor out there, this is my own plea. Talk to him not to do this because I don't think it's helping people. And when you're handing people fish and not teaching them, you're teaching them as well, but they're not being practical, using this teaching to learn how to do things themselves, and we're suffering. I don't subscribe to it at all. So don't shoot me, guys. I'm just saying my own bit. Don't shoot me. So next time, if anybody is writing to send things, right? Yes, I'm the one. I don't agree with sending letters that you need money here, you need this. Yes, ideas that can help how to solve solutions that can solve the problem, but to just give like this, I don't. So if anyone is on my side, let's know. Maybe we should create an hashtag because this is just getting kind of, for me, ridiculous. And I'm not too much of a believer in people. I know what Pastor Natalia said, but I just think it's too much. 98% of the money going this way is wrong, and also none of it going into Dr. Sunday as well to do anything. I mean, even if Dr. Sunday needs to have like a massage or something, he will go without, and then if he has to, and he did, or maybe he did a pedicure for his feet, because he's been walking. That's another thing. When he was young, he was really poor, and his leg is really
messed up. Yeah. I showed it one time. I showed it before.
I'm sorry.
I showed it
Isn't that funny?
Even my wife, before she married me, I told her that she has to look, can she cope with that before she gets married?
Yes.
I warn people about it.
So his feet, right, it gets messed up really quickly, and he's supposed to have a pedicure. He doesn't even have money to pay for that pedicure. He has to ask somebody when they finish the pedicure. He's not even thinking about the money for himself. So when they finish the pedicure, he has to ask him, do you have money to give this? I'm thinking, are you for real? So you don't have money? I know you don't keep money, and you just asked me to give 2,500 to somebody. I just first I walk away and I calm down, Maiwa, calm down. Don't say anything. This is a man of God. Don't say anything silly to him. Just calm yourself down, and then I'll come back and I'm like, okay, all right, I'll sort it out. Or he asks Julie. And then Julie will come to me and say, oh, Pastor just said I should pay that woman. I want my money back. I don't get it. I mean, reserve some money for yourself. And then if I said, okay, this is the amount, you take this money now. You take the money and he goes and gives the money to somebody else. And then I'm asking, I said, oh, I don't know. I think I gave it to, it doesn't matter. What does it matter anyway? But this is like money for you to do something with if you need it. So where is the money? No, I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do you have money, or should I ask somebody else? I just think I can't deal with this kind of thing. But I'm learning. I know that I'm here to learn, and this is an opportunity. I'm not at Pastor Natalia's stage yet, but I really do think that Pastor should work on this as well. If I'm going to work on some things, he should also work on it, because that's a lot, and I'm not really understanding the lessons, especially with people. They don't even watch Dr. Sunday. They don't even know anything about Dr. Sunday. They don't know his teachings. They don't know anything. They just come up with stories and emails because they've got his email address. And he sees that and he says, yes, give this person the money, send your account details, send this. I mean, I must have a list of at least maybe 50 people to the end of the year that I have to send money to. For what reason? Even if they can survive like 1 month. Okay, maybe, all right. I'm not preaching. Let Pastor continue, because I just have to say this one about even the money that he has and the money that we suffer in the house not having. I want to eat luxury food. My food, you're taking food from me here by the money that some people are taking regularly, and Pastor will refuse for us to like buy luxury food. I want to eat good food, but I have to eat Ukrainian food. Sorry, Ukrainians. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just ranting today because, okay, I'm going. The Ukrainians are looking at me funny. I still have to be here with them. So.
Because the needs in our world are overwhelming. There are still so many more people that have needs, and that's why for me, I will never have anything to do with money, because money is just a way of solving people's problems. Money is just a way of ministering to people. Money is just a way of making the world a better place. Like for example, even with Kate here, she is doing more work than people were paying, and the people she's employing are getting 10 times more than what she's getting, or 100 times more than what she's getting. I'm not getting anything. We're all doing it for God, but these people are the ones who are really blessed. I tell you what, all these people are not getting anything. My Julie, they are not getting anything, but they are giving more to people that they are employing than they are getting. They are not even getting anything. But you see, the true blessedness is with these people. It's like apostles. We are poor, but we are making all other people rich. That is real life right there. We are able to live in abundance, and we are also able to live in lack. But the great life is to be able to be poor yourself and make others rich. The great life is to be able to lack and still give to others. The great life is to be able to be sick and make others healthy. The great life is to be able to lack and provide for others. The great life is for all to be able to make others king and rule while you are satisfied with whatever position God allows you to have. And you know what? These are the people who, so your wealth is not to how much you have by yourself. It's how much you are able to enrich others. You are only as wealthy as to how much you are able to enrich others. So it's not how much you are able to have. So when I go to Nigeria, my country, and I see people having planes, and then the neighborhood, everybody jump up. I don't know. I think it is you are only as rich as your neighbor, as your environment is, as the people around you are. You are not rich at all if everybody around you is poor and you are the only one who is rich. But the ability to enrich others, when you yourself, when you don't focus on yourself, not live for yourself. So meekness is very close to this thing. Meekness is the ability to be able to put power down, control your power, control your something, and empower others, and give preference to others. So that is real Christianity. But unfortunately, the kind of Christianity that people are now talking about is all about what I can show, what I can give. Can you imagine if all Christians in Nigeria? Okay, for example, let me show you the example of what I'm saying. 3 days ago, I announced the creation of this new movement, citizens movement against religious cabals. And there are some people in Nigeria that I noticed, and I feel that God is telling me in Lagos to call them to be in that committee. And one of the people there offered, the coordinator of this movement in Lagos, offered to give free Wi-Fi to download all Pastor Sunday's messages to as many people as will come. As many free Wi-Fi as possible. In Nigeria, he will give in 2 locations, he put his office in 2 places, and Lagos is millions of people. Anybody could come to download Pastor Sunday's message for free. Right now, the link is there. You see, the example, you attract people like you. God, can you imagine if Nigeria is full of this kind of people? Can you imagine if Christianity is full of this kind of people? I mean, if people who are in Africa, they know what data means or what data is. Everybody is always complaining about data. And for somebody to say, come and have unlimited data, as much as data as you want, just come and get it. That is showing us real wealth there. That's the true wealth. That's the true Christianity. But this kind of Christianity is lacking right now. This kind of Christianity has disappeared in our world because greed has come to replace it. So that's why God is calling blessedness something else that we are not calling blessedness. In God's eyes, this is the real blessedness. Blessed are the meek. People who can be meek like this. But you know what Jesus said at the end of the day? Blessed are the meek. Let's continue reading. For they shall inherit the earth. They are the ones who give out everything, but they are the ones who inherit the earth. But they are the ones who don't have, who never, like I said, you see my pocket? 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 Huh? Clean. Never, nothing inside. You see my pocket? Never. You never see anything inside. Never. See my pocket? It's not the first time. I didn't do this specially that I'm coming to show you this. Or no. It's every day. You never see anything inside. Not just today. I never prepare and remove everything. No. If people know me here, you say, if my wife is not around, no more offering. Or my wife is not around, no offering. I don't give offering even in church if my wife is not around. You say, why? Because I'm not dependent on that. The ability to enrich others and not focus on yourself. That's a great life. That is the great life. Not focus on yourself, but focus on being a blessing. Focus on blessing others. Maybe you want to tell them about books. I have editors. I employ people to edit books for me. And when I heard about how much people pay in the world for people to edit books, it's $300. Is it how much? $300. $300 is the cost. I said, yes, I said, but I want to bless people. I want to bless students. I want these students to be encouraged. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to pay you $2,000, not $200, not $300, $2,000.
Well, guys, I have changed that. That I successfully changed, but not as well as I would like to. Okay? Because this one, for me, I think that, again, is not right. And I changed it during the Truth series. I'm a project manager. I know how to change some things. But with DSA, it's so difficult. So DSA gives excessively for a task, for anything that people do. And he announces he's going to do this, and I sit here boiling, like, yeah. So this one, I got all the research together, 10 countries in the world, how much they pay, did my research, and then convinced him with the Truth series. Yeah, so this is where I was so happy with this. So it was paying almost 10 times more than necessary to pay for this task, and it's not done anywhere. It's not the right way, and so that's paying people. Then there's the other aspect of it. Do you know ODS is books, ODS is resources? There's no revenue that comes from them. Nothing. We don't get anything that comes. Pastor, this goes on Amazon. Where's the Amazon money? I don't know what happens. The book that I sold on Amazon, where is the money? I don't know. Ask this person. YouTube. Money comes in YouTube, right? It's not much. It's not much. It's not even up to £100, $100. But can we see so that we can put it into somewhere? Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't care about that. So what do you care about? How do you get? What happens? You know, money has to come some way. So at least I was successful in saving and stopping certain amount of money going out. So guys, again, don't shoot me. I'm just walking by the truth. I'm living by the truth. My only friend now is the truth. So if you guys don't want to be my friend,
okay, about the book is totally. I'm really shocked because the thing that Pastor is doing, he is given sudba, how to say?
Destiny to
He is
people.
given destiny. You know,
Skills to people.
No one. There was Professor Imafidon here, and he gave us a task to learn everything about any writer who lived any time on this earth, and about how he lived. So, and I started to find out how they were earning money. And you know, first of all, no one was teaching them to write. Even, you know, Stephen King, for example, he was writing for years, for 10 years before something that he wrote was accepted, and he was paid for I don't know, some $1,000s. And he was really poor for these 10 years, and he had 2 children. And it's not only him. Do you know Dickens? Dickens was really, really poor. When he was writing books, people who were giving him orders were knocking his doors for him to produce. He didn't sleep nights because he had to produce, because he will take peanuts for this, just to survive. You know, this is how they started writing. Pastor, he's given destiny to a person by teaching him to think, because he's not teaching to write, he is teaching to think. This is what you learn. And when you teach to think, you gain brain, you know, because most of us, we live for years and even die without brain, you know, you understand? So this is what Pastor gives. And now I'm surprised that these people are also paid. So my Yoga, she investigated the market and found out that Pastor is paying like 10 times. So still she have to cut this, but to cut this payment, but still it is twice or even 3 times more than on the market. You know, and people who are continuing writing, they are really getting. I see how people are developing. I don't know if they understand what they are getting. I don't know if because many writers, they will be looking for trainer, and they will never get good trainer, because those trainers who are those
like
writers,
1 month, those people who are my editors or writers, in 1 month, one of my assistants, Igor, came to me and said that these people were paying them $40,000 in a month.
Yes.
And that, Pastor, we don't have that kind of money, and maybe we should reduce it, because I said, but they are students. They need to pay for their school fees. Look at their, their situation and things like that. Yeah.
So pastor helps them to develop life important skills, and at the same time they don't have to go through all these difficulties that all writers are going through to get those skills, and they are getting. This is the first. Second is that he packaged all this knowledge that he got for, I don't know, maybe 20 years of writing books. He packaged this and he gives this in one
stroke.
One stroke. Yeah, you can really not having any skill, and you can write a book within a month or half year, or how much it will take you to change your mindset, but you will be able to do it from zero. And this teaching, this knowledge, pastor is giving you for free. You will. Because I'm searching for this information, I also got into the audience of those who are advertising trainings for writers, and those trainings are $10,000, $5,000 training. You have to pay a trainer to train you to write book, $10,000.
And I train them for free. I give them the skills for free.
Pastor gives
and pay them.
Pastor, and he checks by himself these books and gives instructions to those people. And don't forget that those books, they will change people's lives. Pastor is helping us to get into the history. You can be like 80 years old lady or man and sitting around your grandchildren and saying, guys, do you know this book, Nigeria Way Forward? Do you know that I was editing this? And they know that Nigeria changed, and they know that it was like 30 years ago it was devastated, and now it's like Dubai. They see this grandfather with so much respect because he invested in this. This is what pastor gives us. This is what I mean by destiny. And at the same time, people, unfortunately, they look more for their needs. They live more on this level of covering their needs, and they cannot get this. They miss this, and I am really upset that people are missing this. You don't know what you get. And by the way, if you want to write books, don't forget to write to VIP@godembassy.org.
Oh, you want to edit?
To edit, yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, I want to say something. About the book editing. I actually want to say something based on what Kate just said now. Most people might say that I don't know what it takes to edit books. Actually, I did one before. I like you probably was sitting at home, and Dr. Sunday said, if anyone was interested in editing, and I thought, okay, what's the big deal about editing? I manage projects, so what would that be? Number one, I thought it's not going to be a big deal, but it was. Not only that, Dr. Sunday was teaching me, so what Kate was saying in terms of you learning, where do you go to learn? Where they pay you to learn. So that's what you're doing with the books. However you do it, either you edit or you write transcript or whatever, you're learning. Even doing transcript, if I had time, I would do a lot more transcript, because I'm listening to what Dr. Sunday is saying and I'm writing it down and I'm registering those things in my head. I'm learning. That's where I'm going. But I realized that you actually benefit more from his knowledge, because it is his knowledge. It's like you're going into his brain to merge your brain together. So when I did this, it was after listening to Dr. Sunday for like a month. I said, okay, I will edit, and I started it. I think this is one of the things that helped me to be here today. The book I edited was about opportunities and seeing life in a different way. It totally opened my eyes. It changed me as a human being. My experience then, I actually said I was going to come up, when I get here, I was going to come up and say to people that Dr. Sunday has written 300 books in Russian language, that everybody that is on there, if you all take one book each to edit, we will cover all the ones in Russian would be in English, number one. And number two, you will benefit like I have benefited.
Yeah, but
from this.
I have to say that you edited for free.
Yes.
But I would also like to acknowledge a lot of people who are editing for free too. People like Charles Smith, and his wife.
Yeah.
Charles Smith, I can't remember the wives. Is it Debbie? No,
Betty.
Betty. Charles and Betty Smith, they edit for us for free. Emma Agunobi also edits for us for free. Jerry Amarachi. So there are people like that too who said no.
The reason I couldn't, there's a pastor constantly say, I could give you money for this. I couldn't, because I felt like I was gaining too much. So I'll be robbing him, because then I was in London. I didn't really know him. I'd never met Dr. Sunday before. It's just because of his teaching and what he was saying. I felt like if somebody is doing this for free for me, maybe there's something I can contribute to him. That was just my mindset. But I realized that even in doing that, I was the one benefiting. Because there's a lot of dogma, religious way and things that I was doing that was really holding me back. And I didn't realize until I started editing that book and doing research. Then my eyes started to open. I started becoming very happy, very free, very knowledgeable about certain things, able to take opportunity and leave things behind. I was a hoarder like everybody else. I thought my job was great. I thought I had a car, I had things, those things were great. But it was that book. And I didn't even realize it was systematically. But I can honestly say that it was that book that helped me. So I find it difficult as well, because Dr. Sunday will tell you what you're doing wrong. But the first study when I said it's like, the old grammar was wrong, certain things was wrong. So I knew where to target. I knew where my problem is. I developed myself in that area. Then he said something else was wrong. You go back. This is what you get in university. I still owe university fee in England, and I can't even remember what I did in university for 3 That's another story. Don't let us go there. But the point is that doing this as well, it really helped me to develop.
Got more editing my book than what she got in 3 years in university where she was paying.
And I still owe them, and I left years ago. Over 10 years ago, I still owe them. So my thing here, so when I was doing the part where I was with the editors and the editors that I paid, I had that in mind, that these people are the one benefiting, because most of them don't have any skills, they don't have any experience. Dr. Sunday will give them materials, Dr. Sunday give them the education, the video, what they need to do, structure that they need to go in order to understand it. Feedback as well. This is like feedback from somebody like Bill Gates on what you need to do. And they
sit down, I edit, I read.
Yes, sit down, edit, read, write notes where the challenges are, areas they need to work on. You don't even get your professors in university to do that. Even if you go to in America, this business school in America that you pay $100,000 and something, they don't do that. You don't have one-to-one person that will tell you that these are the areas that you need to work on. And even some people, they can even come into the house, sit down with Dr. Sunday, would explain to them and explain certain things. I also learned doing this. So when some people were challenging me about the reduction, I wouldn't say reduction, paying the appropriate price for something, well, not appropriate, even over the amount, at least 3 times more than the market price. I said that I don't know what it's like. I said, no, I do know what it's like, because I've done this before. You actually should be paying Dr. Sunday for this, because this is him teaching you, lecturing you, spending time with you, giving you education, giving you a skill set that even if you decide not to work with Dr. Sunday anymore, you know what to do in order for you to be able to achieve this yourself. So this is not a joke matter. It is of benefit. I really thank God for the mind that I even had, is God, to say I want to edit the book, and I was able to do it. And I really thank God that I wasn't really focused on the money, so I was able to learn. I was able to hear what Dr. Sunday is saying without thinking, I need to do this with this because I'm getting paid for this. And I think everybody should do that. Even in the corporate world, they always give you time to volunteer. They'll give you maybe 5 days of the year which is paid for you to volunteer, because they know the value of you volunteer, giving your time free, giving your energy, giving your skill set and your ability free. They know the value of that. These are non-believers. This is just in the corporate world. And everybody is open to the, that is available to everybody. I think this is the same thing. If you really want to change your life, you want to change something, you want to develop in an area that you don't even know where this is going to take you, I think that you should maybe ask to maybe translate something or do something. It would really help. I mean, I didn't think I was going to talk or edit, transcribe or something, because I didn't know I was going to have this this talk, this right now. I just want to seize the opportunity because it's really important. I can't tell you enough.
No, but we have a need right now with the videos.
Yes.
We need people to help us transcribe us.
Yes, with the videos. And these videos, the ones that Dr. Sunday is doing, the philosophies, the thoughts, the leadership, lifestyle. I've done the transcript, even in the no time that we have, because since from when we wake up in the morning, the broadcast finishes at 12 midnight. By the time you go into your room, you probably sleep at 3:30. But even with that, we spend time. I spend time also transcribing, and this transcript is also putting something in me. It's like listening to this information, writing it down, or listening to it over and over again. You're building something in yourself. You can't deny that. You know, the information you learn from it, you're learning by just sitting down now and listening to us and watching us. Imagine if you have to transcribe, put this into words. It would become life. It would become flesh. You will find yourself doing things you're not ever able to do. I lived in England for 26 years of my life. I could go to America. I just keep talking from when I was in university. Before I left university in college, that I'm going to travel. I want to travel the world. I always find one thing or the other. After doing this process from Dr. Sunday's time, when I started listening to Dr. Sunday, to the editing, to reading the book, doing the research, writing, I was able to make decision about coming to Ukraine. Ukraine, I don't even know where it is in the map. All I know Russia, but I don't know Ukraine at all. And I've never heard of Dr. Sunday. I was able to make decisions that is now affecting my life positively, that is helping me to do things and, in a way that I didn't even think. You guys, most of you saw me when I came, how I was and some of the challenges that I had, and look at the difference now. So I'm not just saying this for anything. I'm just saying that just reason. Let's reason together, like God says himself. So let's reason together. Reason in this way where, you do this, you repeat this information, you write, or you edit videos, even editing videos, doing so many other things. They're not things that I've ever touched in my life. In projects, I just assign and manage people, and then speak to the leadership or the directors of the group or the company. A lot of things now I'm doing hands-on. I'm learning. This is skill sets that is making me feel like I have more value than I had before. So if anyone, because yesterday I think somebody commented that why don't you pay professionals? I used to be of that mindset, but I know the value of what is happening and what Dr. Sunday is doing now, and every opportunity that I have, it doesn't matter. I know I struggle with getting luxury things and living in a way that I want to live and doing certain things, but slowly actually I'm readjusting my own brain as well, and I really see the benefit in it. So you guys just consider this, some of the things that we shared with you, and with the shorter videos, the shorter videos and the transcript, they're short, so start with them. They are between 15 and 30 minutes at the max. Those videos, so it's not long, it's not like a live broadcast, it's more structured, and also it helps you. You can look for tools to help you to do it. You can look for ways to do it. You can look for ways to develop yourself in it. When you start doing this, do one. Later on, you can set up your own company of transcribing. You can set up your own company of helping writers. I know the students that used to do this, and now they've graduated. They've setting up their own company in this area. They're doctors. They graduated as doctors, but they're not even practicing. They don't want to practice as doctors. They're now going into management. They're going into setting up their own business in writing, in training, in writing. How did they get these skills? It's not the skills that they spend 6 years studying for. It's the skills that they learn from Dr. Sunday in maybe 2 years of knowing Dr. Sunday. You know, so there is a lot of value in this, and I would just urge you, just consider, reason on some of the things that we've heard us share today, and make a decision, and you know, you see, they would, you know, your life would change, and it would really change for the better.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've come to defend you, sir.
Yes, because you are now doing what these people are doing now. They are now, you know, they make them very happy. Because now they are now doing like me. You know, they come to me, he and Anu, they get some business from me, some work, to editing work, but they give to other people and give the money to other people and employ the money that, you know, I'm supposed to give them, they're supposed to use for their school and for themselves. They go and employ more people in Africa because, you know, they go employ more people and empower more people and pay more people and enrich more people. That's what they are now doing. And this is the greatest joy for me.
Why I've come to defend Pastor and why he gives the way he does is probably what he's saying. And you know, whatever you experience gives you a perspective. Many times I can relate, and the first day he heard my story, he said, "This is just me." So, and when I read his biography, I was also able to relate. Once you don't experience some other things, you don't have the perspective to really deal with those things. They are abstract to you, and it won't be your fault that you cannot relate. It's just that you've never had such perspective. Going through what he, you know, grew through, going through what he went through, coming out of those woods, all of those have, you know, formed for him an experience. He's been there, so he knows that if he had told his story to somebody some other time, they will say it's a lie. This is false. Yes. This is not true. Yes. But he's been there. He knows how much his story was true, but unbelievable. Imagine he was in the shoes of the one writing. Now, I mean, he can place himself in their shoes. So I believe that is exactly why it may look like he's very open. And you know, also looking at him, learning from him, I can hardly now, you know, get income and be thinking of myself. I think I'm the last person that I think about. I'm absolutely the last person that I think about. Because I have a perspective too. I was, you know, sent out of school twice in my final year. So when I learned that somebody is not in school, I'm not really interested in the story. I just want that kid to be in school. And because of that, I was able to set up, you know, a movement. So I think from Pastor Sunday's perspective, then the perspective again, for example, when you come to Ukraine, probably, you know, my wife's coming from the UK, there are more opportunities there. But as a student here in Ukraine, for instance, you are not even permitted to work officially.
No papers, nothing.
You know, because what you came here with is student visa, not work visa. Even if you had come with work visa, it will be very difficult for you.
There's no language.
Yeah, to get into the community.
Yeah.
So even at that, you know, I have spent the past 6 months trying to create opportunities for students. I mean, that's what I've been doing. And my wife's right with the market survey, but I'm just trying to say that Pastor gives because of the perspective that he has. So it's true that the market survey is quite true. As a matter of fact, I have, you know, looked for different means and opportunities, and I've calculated it in hours. And even those who work with me, they know that what they will get in 1 hour of working with me, it will take them maybe 2 or 3 to get it somewhere else. They know. I mean,
tell them what of the system they have put in place, getting people empowered and paid, and all these people all over Africa that you are doing.
Yes, so there are different ways we are working now. We're working basically with books. So we're working with translation, we're working with transcribing, and we're working with, we are also working with writing, editing rather. So those 3 are what we're working on now. So people in Africa who are able to transcribe for us, they are paid a certain sum. And
that's one group of people?
That's one group of people. We did transcribe basically with those in Africa because it is easier for them to do that, I mean, within the shortest possible time. And those who are in Ukraine here, because most of pastors' book, about 300, a lot of it rather, are in Russian language. So we get to translate, and we're doing quite well. We're at least every month now, since we started, we've been able to do at least 3-4 books every month. And that's even at a very slow pace because people are still trying
so
to
there
get
is
history.
hope to get all my books to English soon.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, the project 30 before 30 I wanted to do, that
Explain that.
it was 30 before 30 is getting 30 kids to school before the age of 30. And those of you who are already above
And
30,
he is sponsoring that,
Yeah.
being a student himself here in Ukraine. So he's getting some of these jobs, helping people to get jobs as well, but also sponsoring. This is just sponsoring. This is not true job. You don't give them jobs.
Yeah.
He's just finding out who is out of school, who cannot afford to go back to school, and paying them
yeah.
and sending them back to school.
Yeah. And this
In Africa.
this is an idea I wanted to postpone till I start working myself. I mean, to get, I'm done with my specialization. I don't have any fees to pay again. I mean, I wanted to do it then. But I was working on his book, Who Will Attend Your Funeral. That's a book you've not met. When you meet that book, it will be a different case. Do you ever think about it? Who will be in your funeral? And when we're talking about who will be in your funeral, we are not talking about the number of people who will come, but why will they be coming? When you're looking at the funerals of people like Mandela and you're looking at that of your neighbor who died some years ago, what is the difference? When you look at that book and you are seeing that the life you live for yourself is never remembered, but the life you live for others is all that counts, and that's all that matters on earth. Then you see the perspective with which he is given. So when I was walking through the page of that book, I mean, even now, when I work on his book, I try to give it to somebody else to work on the literal this thing, because I'm too soaked in the book to even notice if sometimes to notice if any grammar is right or wrong. You know, so such a book now, when I was reading it, a program I would have postponed for at least the next 2 years. I mean, kids and destinies that have been attached to me that would have been postponed for the next 2 years. No, they would not. Now, it pushed me to immediately start. And for me, I was not really even interested in, at least for the first time, interested in building. So it was interested in the result. Get kids to school, get them to school, get them to school. Now, it took me working on that book that pushed me. I jumped out of my bed that day. I jumped out of my bed and I began to make the moves. And today I can tell you authoritatively that a child is already in school. 15 more have been paid for in a state called Jos. 2 in Ogun State will receive their money on Monday. About 2 in Ibadan will resume school. Will be going to school this Monday. I mean, just like that, within the space of 2 weeks, we're already on at least 30 kids. And before December, we are going to reach 100. And these are the goals that NGOs have. NGOs that are set up.
And he's just a student
He's just an
in
individual.
Ukraine, yeah.
With the help
where he
of,
cannot get a job.
yeah,
Just because he edited my book.
with the help of, I know, 1 or 2 few partners who are joining. Now we can do more. But what I'm just trying to say is that just by working on that book, I've been able to not just help people, but also start pursuing my own dreams, my own calling, my own vocation.
So I'm sorry, somebody is saying, where can we get these books? But we have Amazon now. You go to Amazon and look for Sunday Adelaja books. This particular one is talking about, it's still being edited. He has not finished it yet. That's why I say you have not made that book yet. It's still on that work, but it's giving you secret that you shouldn't know. So, but other books have already been finished that are on Amazon already.
Yeah. No, if you are waiting for Pastor's book,
You wait.
there are so many.
There are so many.
So just
read the one you have now.
yeah, read what you have now. Is it when someone read why am I here? Say this was where I say, oh, just wait. You've not even seen anything. Somebody has read Money Won't Make You Rich. I've never said, I say just wait.
Which one will you mention?
I mean, there are so many books. You know, just recently by this week, we will conclude how to deal with criticism. And when you read that book, you think that criticism is the only problem on earth. That the only reason why you've not been doing so much is because you are not handling criticism well. Or is it my emotions and I? So there are just so many books. 100% living, just so many books. And
and every book is capable of what?
Of transforming your life. You would think that's the only problem you have. And the truth is that once you just take a step with just that one, your life goes through another level. And this is exactly what Hebrews was saying, that by now we ought to have left these childish things of faith and sin and all these things. He said, the things that we actually meant to teach you about living the fullness of life, we are not able to teach you because even the faith, you don't understand it. The childish one, you don't grasp it, and we cannot go further. So I think
you said what you are telling me the other. Each time he's working on one book, he said, "I am tempted to go and be talking about."
Yes, sometimes, in fact, it's constraint. It's constraint. Sometimes I just want to just copy and say Sunday Elijah, but I say okay.
Yeah.
I say let me respect his intellectual property. At least let me allow the owner release his book first.
You have to constrain.
Yeah, it's constraint. Real constraint. Because these are just a lot of it. There was a guy who was meant to come here today, but he had to just be in another place. The guy edited one of the chapters. He said,
only chapter,
just one. He said it was like he says it's not about the money now. It's not about the money. He said it was like it was too sweet. I'm trying to remember how he said it contextually, but just paraphrase. He said it was just too sweet. I was just flowing through. Because of that now, he wants to keep, writing, not for the money. The money will come as an added advantage, but it's coming more for the knowledge. He says he wants to come and learn the skill of how to do it well from me. Not just to do it, This is exactly what it is about. People's lives are being transformed by information transforms life. So from pastor, it's about perspective, and that's why he is paying. And to talk about building amateurs, building professionals from amateurs, I remember the first two I did. The first two I did was rejected. I just had the house thinking of But I said, no, I'm going to give this thing.
He said, I'm not going to reduce. I'm going to give it my best. I'm not going to give up.
So that night I worked on one, and it's still true. So that now gave me again what I call quality control. So now I don't think any book will come through him again that will be rejected. Maximum he will correct some things which he quite often does, and that he listens to the book from beginning to the end. So he's the first reader of his own book. Even after, so he listens to everything to the end. Yes, he will put him, but he cannot, because from just rejecting that too, I learned the value of quality control. So when it's not good enough for me, I know it cannot be good enough for him, so I send it back. And when I send it back, those ones to learn what is also called quality control. So see how it has passed down. Quality control. And so through that skill, I now know how to use it for myself. The same thing with a lot of people who edit for him. Now we have someone like, should I mention him?
No, maybe not.
Okay. Like a friend of mine now who train people on how to write. Just because he's worked, a lot with you. He trains people. And he does this pro bono. Without charge. And people from different continents, that's how it works. So, my wife is the new enemy of state. At least so many people now know who to attack. But anyway,
what about that? Your girlfriend in Nigeria? No girlfriend.
Oh, my friend, yeah. Okay, my friend on her birthday, I said the gift I could give her was to ask Pastor to please speak to her, and out of his schedule, unplanned. We were planning to work. We had planned. we're to work. So
it was out of our
out
work.
of your work schedule.
Yeah, our work schedule is productivity.
Yeah, and he spoke to the lady and
So we put our work
aside, and he spoke to the lady, and from conversing with her, it was clear that she was empty. She was quite empty.
And she's a graduate.
A graduate, yeah. And some hard truth that I don't know, so many people will not take. But good enough for this lady, she took the truth. She took the criticism, and she started working on herself, having questions.
How does Pastor Sunday talk to people?
Blunt in you. Blunt in the way it should be, straight, precise, but yet...
Even though you had
with
seen
love.
some of those things.
Yes, but yet with love. So what's the essence of telling you blunt? If it covers it, you won't get it. It tells you blunt, then delivers the message, and then checks your response.
But if you get angry, what do I do?
You apologize because
no. But I give people who get angry, I withdraw.
Those who get angry and not
who don't want
correction, obviously it's a waste of your own time. Yeah. But even at that, you still take time for their immediate emotion. So you check that, and but good enough for this lady. She's been working on herself, and the time
she
I
was
gave
not
her
angry at all.
No, she wasn't. And you said you're proud of her, and she's even working harder. And by the time she is done, you'll see another product.
No, what has she been saying? What is she saying now? What has changed has been after that talk with her?
Yeah, the change currently is that she's been studying, she's seen herself in...
Quote and words now. What are some of the things she had said that she had realized, even that same day and then later on to you?
Yeah, she said, I realized how empty I am. How empty. She used the word quote unquote empty I am. And
she is.
How empty she is. And now she's looking for what can she do.
And she ordered books immediately.
Yeah, immediately. She ordered 3 books immediately, and she's studying and writing down her questions. And the good thing again was in writing her questions, she said in reading further, she gets answers to some of the questions she had written earlier. So she crosses it out. I say yes, that's it. But the good thing is that...
And you read something out of it today, that she says the more she reads, the more she realizes how many years she
has wasted. Yes.
So she didn't even realize she was wasting life before. Yes. She didn't even realize that she was empty before. She thought she was okay. You even said she was one of the best.
Yeah. At least she belongs to my alumni, and when we see how people churn out
compared to other people,
she was one of the best. And you were like,
in the country.
Yeah. Of course, she was one of the best, and probably you can see that in the fact that how she handled the criticism. She was actually one.
But when I spoke to her, I discovered that
she was empty.
She was zero.
Empty. And you were even asking questions that even a normal 30-year-old would answer well, and she couldn't. And by the time you were done with that session, it was clear. It was like there was a standard to be measured against now. So she saw it clearly. It's not like someone, you didn't even have to tell her, she saw it because
by herself.
Yeah, just by asking some seemingly simple questions, and she couldn't handle those very simple questions. Things you will call conversation starters, and some cannot because of the level at which they are thinking. And what you told her,
and he's a graduate.
Yeah,
excellent graduate.
Yeah, and when you were praying for her while you wanted to let her go, you mentioned one thing in prayer, that God will that she will receive the grace to walk and rise above her environment. So it means there's a leveling environment in Nigeria, or at least everywhere you are.
A graduate. You asked Pastor Sufficient. When Pastor Sufficient came to me after finishing medical school, and she had not been in medical school, she'd been a pastor. She had people under her. I told her, have you finished secondary school? Did you finish school at all? Did you go to school at all? Because people don't have people to train them individually. They just go to classes, but they didn't go to school. They don't get mentored. They don't get trained, developed. The same thing with Joshua. I was a Joshua. You went to school? What school? Drew Pili Primary School, secondary school, the same thing. So it's like, so that is a problem. I didn't even know in Nigeria it's even worse.
Yes, it's so much. You can see that from just how people go to Facebook, go to any thing they don't even agree with or don't understand. See how they respond.
They just abuse you and begin to
Just see the response. Then you know the thinking level of people. You just know their intellect. And as a psychiatrist now, I'm thinking there are a lot of mad people in Nigeria. Only that few are roaming. Many are mad, but few are roaming. No, truthfully, because there are some parameters we use to define
madness,
sane mind and insanity. There are parameters. Intellect is one of those. Mood and affect. So when you see intellect low, mood and affect disoriented, so you realize that there are quite a lot of mad people.
It's not for you.
I mean, truthfully, living even below the level of animals, because animals are even, at least reactive to some things.
It's like yesterday I had an instance. I will tell you this story. I think what I wrote, I shared something. Somebody wrote something about Biafra, what is going on now, and I shared the article on my page on my Facebook. This guy who has been very active on my Facebook here came and lashed at me. Boom, boom, boom. He wrote me a letter personally and said, "You are wrong on Biafra, and you are this and this and this, and how can you be this?" I said, "Okay, I'm not going to, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to drag matters with you, because first of all, you say you are my disciple. If you are my disciple, you are the one who is following me, not me following you. But here, you are now saying that you are wrong. You are this. You are." So I see. But what I said, okay, since you say you are my disciple, I will give you one more last time, one more chance. Since if you are my disciple, even if you are not my disciple, but let me give you an opportunity, benefit of the doubt. You never come to anybody, not just me, anybody, and just say categorically like that person is wrong. And you don't even have argument. You are not even arguing it. I said, even me, I have an opinion about Biafra. But I didn't just say somebody is wrong or somebody is bad. I sat down, did research. I wrote an article I prepared for that article for 3 months of research. I spent 3 months of my life researching before I wrote my article on Biafra. I did research for the past 200 years. I did 200 years of research. And anybody who knows me knows that when I do anything, I do a thorough job. I know that there is no human being on earth that will do better job than me when I've finished. I went into history of different countries, at least 50 countries of the world. I would research back to 200 years back, and then I sat down to write my article. And I said, "Have you read my article?" He said, "No." You've not even read my own submission. You've not even read my submission, and you came to hammer me. Okay, I said, okay, since you say you're my disciple, go and read. Because I have written how many? I wrote 26,000 words in an article. Yeah, 26,000 words article. That's a book. Just article on Biafra. 4 parts. I said, and you've not read it, and you came to say I'm this and this. I said, okay, that's number 1. Number 2, so next time, even when you want to say somebody is strong, takes heart. I said, are you God Almighty? Because for you to say, I am categorically like that, either you have to be God, so that you know exactly. You know the beginning, you know the end, you know the future, you know everything to say yes. Only God could be so categorical. But even when you do research as I have done it, and you have done your due diligence, you can only submit it and say, okay, this is your opinion. But you cannot just come and say, the other person is totally wrong. I said, for you to say I am wrong, it means that we have to see how the whole thing will play out. And, everything has to work out the way you said it. So, that's what you are saying, that people they don't give other people benefit of the doubt. I said, even my own, I said, okay, what about if I tell you that I am right? But I am basing my own argument on the fact that I have done research. It's not just me, my word, my opinion, or my emotions. But in my country, people just follow their emotions, and their emotions or grievances or whatever they have, anger, inform them. They base their truth or their opinion on what they feel, on what they were told, somebody said. But they don't base it on the truth. I said, you are saying you are my disciple. You've listened to me talk about the truth. You've listened to me talk about what is truth, what is non-truth. You think all those things are just theory for me? You think, where did I get? You try first and do research of your whole life and get that kind of truth. That kind of information. Even on truth alone. I give you 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to even just get that kind of resources anywhere else apart from Pastor Sunday. And me, that same person is telling you my opinion. If I were you, I would have said, this person who knows so much, this person who is so mature, who is so grown, who is a friend of God, this is Pastor Sunday, this person who have done so, maybe there is something he knows. So that's what, that's the way I thought normal people should behave. That maybe there is something that he knows so that we don't see or we don't understand. If he does what he's doing, even though he's human, he might make mistake too. Nobody is perfect. But what about in case he knows something that I don't know? So, being one example of those of what you're talking about is I think there was this night we kept you here till 2. Yes. And one would think you've not been in Nigeria for 30 years. And though I wasn't born probably, since when you left, I was not yet born as of that time. But I've lived. Why do you say probably? It's not probably. Why do you say probably? Say the truth. Okay, I wasn't born then. All right. So you are not just not born when I left Nigeria. You are not born 1 year after I left. You are not born 2 years after I left. You are not born 3 years after I left. You are not born 5 years. What kind of talk are you talking? Hey, nothing. I wasn't born. I wasn't born as of that time. But I have lived. I didn't even live in Nigeria more than you have done. Anyway. So, but you thought so. Yeah. But like I've lived the greater part, at least portion of my life in Nigeria, and at least more versatile with the reality in terms of ratio of how we've lived now. But the things he was telling us about the Yoruba race, the Yoruba culture, the Yoruba history, in all of my mind, I would never have imagined that for someone who's been here for 30 years, whose reality has been almost every day Russian, that he would. These are deep things. These are very. And that's why he can separate the Yoruba religion from the Yoruba culture, because he knows so much. Pastor studies. So before he makes a submission, I am well aware he has made research. And let's go also into the same thing. If I will talk to the Igbos about the Igbos, they don't even know what I'm talking about. Or I talk to Nigerians, or my book, Nigeria and the Leadership Question. Yes. When Nigerians read it, they say, this is so. In fact, there is no human being who has read that book who say you should go to schools. That this book should be studied in schools. They said they've never even known those things about Nigeria. So even though I've been out of there for 30 years, but I am, you know my credo. Yeah. If I'm going to do anything, it's going to be there is no human being that will do better than I've done.
another, if you want to know that one, just have a a peep, like I'm doing now, this lesson notes. That it does. There's never been a day that he comes to teach and he touches 10% of what he prepares.
No, I didn't even touch 1%.
Never. I'm looking at it here, so it's not. There was a day when he was teaching, he brought 280 something. So if he was to teach that 278 points for every day,
it will take forever.
Okay, so he doesn't do that. So basically, pastor, makes his due research, and don't forget, he's a very well trained journalist, the best.
Yeah, first class with distinction.
Best. And this, as of this time, was the time he has started studying 6 hours extracurricular. So, if it's about knowledge base, when you read an article from pastor, it's very objective. It's very, 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 very objective. My closeness with him was on the premise of the article he wrote, The Purpose of Nations. When I read that article, it gave a new perspective, and these were fact-based, evidence-based. So forget that. But it's just that in Nigeria, many people are just emotion-based. They don't really consider the truth. They just don't want the truth. They just want what pleases them per time. Without it, in fact, the average Nigerian hardly thinks of what is the repercussion, what is the effect of this course I'm about to take. We hardly, just the immediate what will happen. The immediate what will happen. So, and they don't even want you to start asking them questions of, have you thought about this thing? They just want, and it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. So, to me, in Nigeria, as a psychiatrist now, at least we have nothing less than 70 million mad people.
Half of the country.
If not more, I'm just trying to be euphemistic here. I'm trying to be nice. I'm really
based on the way they behave.
Just looking at outward. Just outward appearance. Half, at least. You know? So, and you cannot blame, it's impossible to blame external circumstances. And that's why when they are talking about restructuring, no restructuring will survive when the mind has not been restructured.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. And you know the people pushing for the restructuring, they are the Yorubas. And they all gather together in Ibadan.
No, funny enough, sir, those ones who gathered in Ibadan are the PDP, Yorubas, and Afenfere. No one listens to them in Yoruba. Nobody.
But they put themselves as the face of Yoruba.
No, nobody listens to those ones.
But they are saying restructuring. I say, how can they say they are intellectuals or they are educated? In fact, I said, don't they know that it is value system that needs to be restructured? This is so elementary to me.
Just so elementary. We don't talk about value system. We don't talk about it.
They are talking about territory.
Yeah, that's what.
Geography. We will go our own way with the same people without changing the content of the people's heart or their character or their values. And you think just by geography, by caving yourself in some place, that it will just be different. I mean, how silly, who are the people thinking like that in the 21st century?
They don't know this.
But they don't, when you are trying to tell them, they are just within the emotions of the moment. Study Japan. How they did become
study
a world
country.
Study Malaysia. Study, what's this country? Singapore. We have examples all over the world. Study South Sudan, for Christ's sake. After independence, what has happened? Study a country like
Eritrea, Ethiopia.
What has happened? Before we start bringing some sentiment and premises, I think we should actually sit down and do research. Don't just be pushed by the... Okay, let me give you an example. In Nigeria, PDP is talking about restructuring. Oh, why did it take them 16 years to realize that restructuring was the best
And
thing?
they were in power,
They were in power for 16 years.
And they didn't do it.
Someone like Faneka Ode is talking, he was being a minister in the Army dispensation. He did not remember about the restructuring.
Or did that governor, what they call him?
Fayoshe?
Yeah.
That one is a dancing to the gallery man.
No, I think it's one of your psychiatric situations.
he has so many of the. But well, I think this what is wrong with Fauci. He knows what the people. He knows the people are superficial.
Okay, he's just playing.
He's playing on them.
I see.
He realize to me, he's like a slave master. He knows what to give the slave to make them dance.
Okay.
For example, he's saying stomach infrastructure. Is it not because food has become the value system of my people?
It's a play.
When the place not IDP camp, how are you doing stomach infrastructure?
I didn't know I saw Russia. I just spoke Russian.
But he knows that just give them the Esau generation. Just give them food. He's doing flyover in everything, and that's the only infrastructure. What's the economic importance? I'm trying to count it. But they are playing to the gallery. So at the end of the day, I think if we think in Nigeria and restructure our minds first and have a right value system, because no nation is better than the people that makes up that nation. Because from your book you said it's like a pot. You put underneath you pick Nigerian the leadership question in Pastor Nigerian leadership question. You put and in the pot and you select the content. If you are lucky, if everything in it is black, and probably there are just maybe 2 or 3 white stuffs in it. If you are lucky, it's a game or it's about probability. If you are scientific, you know what probability is. So if you have 3 white stuffs in out of 100 and something, you will be very lucky to pick out white. But you are demanding white, but everything is black. So look at now, when you are talking to youth, they are talking about national cake and how to share it, and you are wondering, is this youth too that is asking for power? If truthfully, youth should be given power in Nigeria today. I was contributing on Channels TV on Not Too Young to Run. I say, okay now, not too young to run, it has passed. How many quality youths do we have who are not looking for muscles?
Who don't want to share national cake?
Who don't want to share national cake? How many? How many of them do we have with ideas? Who knows exactly what to do? Or at least can listen and pull a team of technocrats together to do exactly what is right. If I share my own opinion, especially
people are saying that they want me to finish the message.
Yes, I think you finish message because I mean there's quite a whole long that needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed.
Will you conclude your thought and let's go? Conclude your thought, whatever you want to.
Yeah, so the basic talk that we brought here is that pastor has a perspective of need, and so that is why he can easily relate to those who are in need. But also for those, and there's a difference between those who wants to be sons and those who wants to be outsiders. For someone like me, I'm not coming to him to look for money. I am looking for what is more than money. So those of us who can do that, then we understand the place of training, and that is where he uses his materials, his resource to develop us from amateurs to professionals, and then to people who can employ and also give back the same. So the the paid forward system. So I think that is what he does with material, and that's why we're talking about why again he was asking people on the platform to volunteer, to ask professionals does things for him here. I mean, quite a lot of things professional does, but he is saying if you don't get soaked into the message of the revolution and you're just waiting to hear what he's saying here alone, it may not be enough for you. And you may not have the sense of responsibility, enough sense of belonging to push it. It has to become your message and not his message. So, and that's why he wants everyone to volunteer one way or the other, so that once you are also soaked in the material, it becomes your message. For example, there are so many things I've received from him, and most of the things I learn from him are not even the things he says. Just by watching and observing how he does these things, I'm also building systems for myself. So now it's anyone who sees me may not necessarily know unless I now say, oh, I learned this from person, I learned this and that from person. Why? Because those values have now become my values. And that is how the revolution is done. And that's why pastor wants everybody to join. So basically, my wife is the enemy of state now, but pastor has a perspective of need, and that's why he gives the way he does.
Thank you, Victor. That's Victor Bamishaye right there. Bamishaye? Yeah. So, well, here we go. Let me just conclude the message by saying, if you read that passage, it says, blessed are the meek. I've described to you elaborately with examples and illustrations what the meek is. Now, where is their blessedness? I mean, amazingly, meek are the people who are putting themselves back, who are holding back. Meek are the people who are letting other people go forward. Meek are the people who have the power, but they are not showing for their power. They have the knowledge, but they are not showing for their knowledge. They have the dominance, but they are not, using that. But they are giving others preference above themselves, because they are meek. They are honoring others. They are giving other preference. But when you learn to do that, when you learn to exalt others above yourself, when you learn to serve others, to live a life of service, when you learn to live not for yourself, when you learn to love not yourself but others above yourself, when you learn to put the interests of others above your own interests, when you learn to step backward and honor others and prefer others before yourself, that is being meek. And when you are meek like that, it's like you are giving out everything you had, you are losing, but see what God said. Blessed are these people, and their blessedness is going to be in the fact that they would inherit the earth. How can? But they are the ones losing the earth. They are the ones giving up the earth. They are the ones, giving up their place. They are the ones preferring others before themselves. They are the ones everybody is taking from. They are the ones that they are not keeping to themselves. These are the ones that are losing, so to say. But that is their blessedness in the spirit realm. It's a paradox. This kingdom of ours, the kingdom of God, is like a paradoxical kingdom, because it is when you give that you get. It is more blessed to give than to receive. It is when you want to keep your life that you lose it. It is when you give your life that you keep it. So that is it. So the blessedness of the meek is that they are the ones who will inherit the nations, who will inherit the earth. And that's why I know I'm going to be remembered. I know that I will live for ages. And right now, I'm putting system in place to live for the next 300 to 500 years. And these are the principles, You've got to let the principles go before you first. So they are the ones who will inherit the earth. Their descendants will inherit the earth. They will inherit the earth even after they are dead. Let me give you an example. For example, in this Ukraine here now, there are 40 million people, maybe 45 million people living in this country. But 100 years ago, there were 80 million people. So what happened? Disappeared. In that same way in most countries. And the thing that happens is that at the end of the day, only the righteous will inherit the earth. Only the blessed, people who live by the principle will inherit the earth. Many other people will just disappear off. That's what will happen. Just, those people who are left in Ukraine now, they are the people whose their fathers and grandfathers had either received this kind of blessedness, or they have lived right, or they've been righteous one way or the other. Yes, it is the righteous that inherits the earth. It is the meek that inherits the earth. So the descendants of those who are meek are the ones who are still here. The ones who are not meek, their descendants are nowhere here. They have just disappeared somewhere, somehow. And that is the way. The people who are not meek, their descendants will not be here. So some people to be dying, to be giving their lives and wasting their lives on some things that they don't even understand. It's a pity. These are the key to be blessed. So all those people who are pledging allegiance to those churches and those GOs and those ministries and looking for cars, looking for building, looking for, I built the largest church, I built the largest building, we built 1 kilometer. In 100 years, I'm not sure that 1 kilometer house is going to be there still. I'm not sure that largest building is going to be there. Maybe that largest building will become library or laboratory or you know, something will just, maybe it will become storage. Let's look for the values that last forever. Not values of, you know, I built a house, I built this, I have the largest church, I have the largest building, I have the largest this, I have the largest car, I have the largest thing. Let's look for the blessedness that is valued by God. So this is the checklist. Value, measure yourself, measure your own, you know, Christian life. Measure your own Christianity by your blessedness. And don't measure your blessedness by the things, you know, that by the material things and physical things and ephemeral things like cars, like house, like your bank account. There are things that are more valuable than that. If we are talking about bank accounts, right now I already know that there is not going to be a pastor in Africa that is going to have the amount of money that I have. By the time it's all done, by the time I pass through or finish all my sin, I already have it. But you will never you will never know. Because that's not the emphasis. The emphasis is how much can we empower, how much can we enrich, how much can we open eyes, how many people can we have. All those money they are talking about, that's not money. By the time I get to Africa, you will know. By the time I leave Ukraine here, I finish all my battles here, you will know what I'm talking about. So money is not substance. Money is not what is valuable. You know what is really valuable? Blessed are the poor in the spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are the meek. This is the real blessedness. These are the things we should emphasize. Not money, not, you know, private jets, not, you know, properties, not things like that. Those things will follow us. Those things will follow after you. Those things will follow after that. So let's follow and look for the things that are truly valuable before God. And the things that are valuable before God are normally the invisible things. They are normally the invisible things. The things that are not easily seen. The things that people cannot easily notice. Like meekness, like being poor in the spirit, like mourning, like, you know, for righteousness' sake. Those things, you know, they might not be valuable in the eyes of men, but they are valuable in the eyes of man. These are the true riches and the real wealth in the kingdom of God. Well, I don't know if there are some people who still want to call in, but, you know, this is the direction that this message went today. You know, I think that there is something to learn from it. I'd like to flow with the Spirit, even though I can be focused and just teach the word, but I think that maybe a few people must have learned from what we are doing today. So I don't know, maybe we are going to receive calls or there is not going to be calls today. But I would want to remind you, if you have not yet joined the citizens movement against religious cabals, please go and look for the Facebook page, join it, and let's supply Africa with flash drives and CDs. And by the way, there's another testimony. Somebody offered to provide 50,000 CDs, and that is amazing. You know, I don't know if she will be able to do it, but that's what they said. And if Pastor Amimi Edwin is going to make that one CD to go to 100 people, that could reach 5 million people. We could reach 5 million people through that effort alone. You know, but she wants to do it by faith. She said she's going to do it by faith. But she doesn't know how much it's going to cost yet. But if we could spread this word to 5 million people in Nigeria, you know, we are going to begin to dream of a new Africa and of a new Nigeria. So that's what this movement is about. Citizens movement against SMAC, Citizens movement against religious cabals. So we want to help our people set themselves free, citizens themselves to take responsibility for their own freedom. And of course, the movement against deception in the church, that is MADIC. That is for everybody to just spread the word, and, you know, through spread of the word, we set our people free, we set our nation free and our continent free. But I think there was something special about this particular service. I mean, something to be okay. Kate will share with us before we go. I think there was something special about today.
I wanted to say thank you, Pastor, for sharing this communication with the person who wrote you the emotional message about Biafra, your position.
Yeah, sit up.
Actually, I think this is what illustrated the meekness very strong, in a strong way. I don't know if you people were able to notice this, but what actually pastor could do when he received a message like this, he could say, just delete this message and forget about him, because why do I have to spend my time to explain to someone who already has all messages available, already following me for so long time? I have been explaining to him for 1,000 times, and why do I have to stop again, explain the same things if he didn't get it until now? So, but pastor, he is like this father that I illustrated in the beginning, who sees that someone is doing something wrong. He keeps himself submitted to this, to serve this person, to explain to this person, even through this video, to explain to this person why how he got to this position, how he researched, to explain how did he come to this point of view, and even giving this person explanation, stopping for this, stopping all of you, and giving 15 minutes for this. This is what illustrates meekness for me. This is what illustrates that you humble yourself in front of someone who has weakness to help this person. And I was really impressed by this, and this is what I see. This is what proves to me that meekness is not weakness. It's a strength. Only a strong person can do it, and the strong person can do it out of love, because love guides pastor to correct someone. Because if you don't love, what's the point of correcting? Just forget about this person. Just turn the page and go further, and just forget about him. But pastor stops, and this is what we see all the time. It's not just this example, but now when I saw this example in comparison to the next to the word that pastor was given, I've seen it as an illustration of very strongly developed quality in pastor as meekness. And this is what the example that we have. Generally, today, because I took part in this message, I think like it was really mind-blowing. Sometimes, you know, when we are participating in it, when we are writing comments, what we're thinking, and if we're taking part in it, we feel like it's really... it was really full, you know, with very valuable information. So maybe you also felt like this. This is, I think, the message was very strong, and I never heard this perspective of the passages about blessed are those. You know what? In Russia, we have the same passage that says, "Blessed are those who are meek." We have happy are those who are meek. Okay, so I shared, Pastor, what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much. Yeah, by the way, thank you for actually continuing that story, because I didn't finish it. So what happened was that the guy came, you know, he went, he listened to me, and he said, okay, he will go and read my articles. So he went and looked for my articles. After I finished reading my articles, he said, ooh, Shineke. I said, what? He said, I want to repent. So he came back and repented. He said he didn't even look at it from all the angles I was looking at it, that he was just doing it from his own point of view. And from what he knew was why he said what he had said before, and that he didn't just know what I had considered. He didn't even consider those things. He didn't even, you know, anyway, he said he was sorry. So he came back. Then I told him, no problem. So then he came back again and said, now can I continue to be your disciple? I said, I didn't change you away. Anything you want to do, make you do. You know, you want to become myself, okay? If you don't want, please. He said he wants, but he said, but can he also come back to the platform now? I said, I didn't change you from the platform. Maybe Bio changed him from platform, I don't know. But Bio Baba doesn't even know the guy, because Bio sometimes blocks some people from the platform. So I'm going to I'm going to show the name to you so that you will check. I hope you didn't block him, because I've not been seeing him now. And he's been saying, Can he come back to the platform? I was saying, why is he wondering, can he come back to the platform? I never touched him. Is there any way to find out the people who are blocked? Okay. I'm going to show you his name and show if he's there, if he's blocked or why is he not come. Because he's asking for permission, can he come back? And I said, why that question? You know, he's supposed to, I'm not against you coming back. So, yeah. Somebody wants to talk? Okay, someone is calling. Let's listen to what the person has to say before we finish. So there's a call. Let's listen to one call here. I hope it will go through with this your computer because the iPad was working better. Yeah. Somebody wants to talk. Hello, yeah. Okay, no, you need to put off the Facebook, please, or the voice of the volume. You need to put off the volume. Hello, yeah. Okay, no, you need to put off the Facebook, please, or the voice of the volume. You need to put off the volume. If you don't put it off, me, I'm going to switch you off. Put off the Facebook. You know, I think the guy is new in these kind of things. He doesn't know that when you are calling, you need to either put off the voice, the volume of your Facebook, so that otherwise it will be disturbing. So, or you need to remove the come off of the particular Facebook in that sense. You know, because the volume is going to be, so we couldn't hear him now because of that. So maybe we'll still try again. Let's give him a second chance before we move off the platform today. Yeah, this is the guy here. You need to check out if he's been blocked or he's not been blocked. Okay, here we go. So should we go off the line or we should give him a few minutes to wait if he's coming? So anyway, I want to appeal to everybody to help us, help people in Africa to download. Please tell everybody that they could download the messages, and the way to do it is to go to SoundCloud. It's for free. All my messages are for free on SoundCloud, and they are for free on Telegram, and they are for free on YouTube. So go and just get them. Go and get the messages downloaded. In Nigeria, if you want to download and you don't have money, you don't have whatever data, and you're in Lagos or you have relatives in Lagos, we have people in Lagos now who are ready to give, the data, free data to any amount, to any length, as many as possible, free data for you to download all these messages. What another thing we could do is that those of us who are living in Europe, we could actually download into our flash drives or into, anyhow, and send them to your relatives in Africa and let them make copies and, be blessed. Yes, hello? Adebanjo, no, this Adebanjo Adebiyi, how are you doing? Hello, Adebanjo, where are you calling from? Where are you calling from? Hello, I can't. Yes, I'm hearing you. Can you talk? Just keep on talking.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, can you talk? Just go ahead and talk. I'm hearing you.
Not at all.
I am hearing you. Go ahead and talk. Just talk. You can talk. Go ahead and talk. I'm hearing you. I hear you.
Hello.
I hear you talk.
Hello.
Talk. talk. I hear you.
Hello?
Talk.
Hello?
I hear you well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm calling you from US, sir.
Yes.
My name is Adelaja.
Yep.
I'm very, very happy with what you have been doing. And it's great work. And that is my mindset right from time, from the church in Nigeria. Because I've seen a lot of things in the church that has really gone wrong, that are not in line with what Jesus taught us and that what we read in the Bible. So my mind has been troubled for many years. I've been watching people, watching the bishop, watching the church leaders, and my mind has been so troubled. And thank God that brought you up these days to address this issue of the church in Nigeria. It's a terrible thing that has destroyed many lives, that has destroyed hope for the people. We shouldn't be, but we bless God for your life, for taking this challenge up. It's a great deal. You are going to face a lot of persecution, but God, you have your reward, and God will surely back you up. I too, we have been thinking of what to do. I'm in support of you, and whatever this, we need to talk personally on this issue. Personally, I need to get in touch with you, and I can see how we can be of help. I'm calling you from United States, and I've seen a lot, and when we are talking one-on-one, you will know where I'm coming from. You will know where I belong. I will tell you more about me. You will know where I belong, because I know all these things. I know what the bishops are doing, what they are doing. They have become emperor over the church. They are not servants. And it's really painful. It's really painful. It's nothing that we should be laughing at. It's a grave day. It's a big mess on us. But I believe at the end of the day, I only believe right from time that the truth, it is only the truth that will stand forth. It is only the truth that can stand the test of time. Nothing more. And we can see now, with all the churches everywhere in the country, with all the churches everywhere, go to Nigeria, you see, by the time you walk a block, you see a church. But what is the impact of the church? Nothing to show for it. What you see today is darkness, rather than to see the reality. All what you see there is darkness, and that one will tell you, you don't need to go far. That one will tell you that there's no truth there's no truth at all. So may God just help us that we get it right this day. And I pray that things will work well. By this thing you are doing, oh God, we will get the result. That is sure. It is only the truth. And I've been telling them, if we are doing the right thing, why can't we get the result? It is very simple. We will get the result. That's Christianity. Christianity is a way of life. It's not by building churches here and there. We have to live it out. But today, what are we doing? What are we busy doing? We are just making noise. There are no everywhere and no result. See the country. You see the country since 1960. No hope for us. All we see is darkness. All we see is emptiness. You see the leaders when they talk, you see that they are empty. Everybody is empty. That is darkness. And may God just save us from all these issues. I think I need to call it short here. But we will talk personally, sir. I've been, listening to you, and that is, you are preaching the mind of God. That is it. There's no truth is truth. We can't question it. Truth is truth. And I thank God for the work you have done and for the work you are still doing. And I pray that God will continue to strengthen you in the name of Jesus. Thank you very much. I will still get in touch with you one-on-one, that we need to talk some things out, because those people behind all this religion cabal, they need to be pulled down. They are destroying a lot of things, and they are destroying future generation for people. We shouldn't be. We need to be building. And you see the Apostle Paul in this epistle told us that we should be careful what we are building on it. They have already laid the foundation, but people doesn't care what they are building on it today. They are just, messing up around. May God Almighty help us to get it right in the name of Jesus. Thank God for the good work in your life. May God continue to bless you to strengthen you in the name of Jesus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, the man is full of passion. The man is full of passion. Thank God he got through. Thank God we were able to get through. Any other person trying to get through? Yeah, maybe we could still listen to a few people, and people want to contribute. People want to contribute. People are so passionate about this topic, and it is people's movement against. It's people's movement against against religious. People's movement, citizens' movement against religious cabals. Citizens' movement. Hello, gift. You couldn't make it.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
It's so. Where is the iPad you were using yesterday? Can you make it louder? Okay. Hello, gift. We are hearing you.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, please. We are hearing you. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, I would like to say thank you for today's teaching. It's been a very great day, and it's been a very wide eye-opener. There are a lot of things that we didn't know. Even like Mayowa said, that after all that she has learned in school, when she came close to you and started learning from you, it was like she has never learned anything all her life. That has been the experience with me since I started listening to you. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We are hearing
Hello,
you.
sir.
We are listening very carefully.
Since I started listening to you, that is how it has been. And in it all is the sincerity of your act in doing this that is the attraction. We can see deep through your art that this is a passion. You just want to set people free. Well, in it all, some people are still there. They will still misunderstand you. But we've come to know that this is a life of a sacrifice that you're living. Look at what you're saying.
Hello? I think we lost Gift there. That is Gift. We lost her. Maybe any other person who might want to call in. We are expecting your call. So if there's any other person there that is trying to call in, we're here. Why is it that it is like this? We'll put the other one the other day now. Where is the magic? Okay, we have removed it. All right, who is the next person trying to call in? Peter Ajayi. That is the crying. Are you the crying evangelist or what is it? The crying prophet. The crying prophet. Okay, the crying prophet. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
But you wanted to talk to me, but I wanted to call you yesterday. I added you on Facebook Messenger, but you didn't add me.
Yes, I did, but during the time you called, I was at work.
Yes, after that, I read your reply, but after that, I tried to add you, and I called you today also, and they said you have not added me. Facebook, not the lie. Make you go try. It's not Facebook. You should add me on Facebook Messenger, not Facebook. Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger. Okay,
just like you are using now.
Yes, okay, I will do that.
Okay, we are hearing your contribution though.
Yes, sir. I just want to say something. I just want to thank you.
Speak louder now.
I just want to say thank you, sir. As I've been saying before, I said, what I wanted to add to it is that because I know that a lot of pastors, a lot of evangelists, preachers on the line, as I'm talking now, I wanted to please to them that your YouTube, the message, everything that are there that we are sending out. I want us to do more. As I said before, I said we that are preaching in our churches, where we are going, or where they invite us, we should put this message, we should take this message over to them, because we should take it to the altar, to the pulpit. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah, we should take it to the pulpit so that people can hear us. Because I feel that only sharing the message will not do, because as we always say that that is the problem with a lot of people in Africa. But if we are carrying this message to the pulpit, taking it to them, preaching to them, just the way these preachers are doing their own, taking it to the altar, preaching all these doctrine that they are preaching, we can also be doing it, and it will help. And another one thing I want to say, I want to add to it is that because you said every time you say you are moving to Nigeria, because it is time now that you start having something on the ground in Nigeria, so that you can start from somewhere. Because by doing that, when you go to Nigeria, it will be easy for you. And I want to tell every viewer that they should listen to what is it? This
prayer series.
Prayer series, yeah, the prayer series is very helpful, because the prayer series is the one that a lot of people love most.
Okay.
And I will introduce it to them, they love it most. Even me, as an evangelist, when I listen to the prayer series, the first thing that it did for me, it delivered me from something. I felt something on me that fell out, because I'm this person that I love prayer so much. I love this prayer, kill and die. I'm in love with it. After listening to those, I said, if I talked before, I said, I was thinking that I knew everything before, everything is okay for me. But after listening to this prayer series, I said, so I'm one of them. I said, oh my God, I said, I'm one of them. But Sunday, I felt something that fell out of me. It was like a deliverance. I was delivered from that bondage. Because a lot of people are still in this bondage. That is why they are still, because if you listen to them, what they will be saying, even me, I told, because we talked today, because I told you what I'm struggling in my house. Because I'm happy, because I was talking on the line, I want people to know that you are a humble man, and my wife is even surprised, because when you reply me, she was shocked. Because all the big pastors, all the GOs that we have been trying to get to, you will not even see them. They will not even reply you. Even if you want to correct them, you cannot even correct them. Even if there is something that God showed you want to tell them they should not do, you will not see them. They will not reply you. So my wife was very shocked when he saw your message. And I want to encourage everybody that everybody should support you, sir. I thank you very much. And more grace and more fresh anointing. Bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Please add me, then I'll be able to talk to you.
Okay, I will add this.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Any other person trying to come, let them come in, let them come in. And, people want to contribute, and you need to give them the opportunity, the chance. If you have not been listening to the prayer series, a lot of people are so excited about the prayer series.
Yes.
And they are telling me, is the most important one? But I don't know which one is the most, because for me, all of them are the most important ones. But a lot of people are testifying about the prayer series, which means we should recommend it to many more people. So let us recommend prayer series to more and more people, and that's exciting. Oh, Pastor John got through today.
Hello, sir.
How are you? Oh, you see, this one is sound, good sound. Yes, we are hearing you, Pastor John.
Good evening, Pastor Sunday Adelaja.
Thank you so much for your support.
Honestly, the Lord is with you. The Lord is with you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me say this. I think I need to say it. It's very important. You don't know men of God because of their color, not because of the suit they put on.
Yes.
Not because they have jet or private jet. Not because they started school or they have university. It's not because they are going about and they are doing crusade. But the way you know man of God or men of God who God really called and are doing the will of God and actually follow the ordinances of God is by the fruit they produce. The fruit they produce.
Yes.
And by the truth they stand for. You see, the word fruit and the truth, they are very, very crucial in the life of man of God. I was just listening to you today, and begin to look at the people that work around you. I can see that the products that you are bringing out are just the product of God. What God stands for, what Jesus stands for. Jesus says, come, follow me. I will make you. I will make you. I will make you somebody like me. I will make you to become somebody like me. And what you are doing is just exactly like that. I will make you a fisher of men because I am one of them. I am a fisher of men. And exactly what you are doing is what Jesus Christ stands for, what Jesus Christ wants us to preach. Honestly, to be sincere with you, there is no one that can stop this movement. It is too late, very late, for somebody to stand and say it's going to stop it. It is too late, very late. The reason behind it is because you are not just doing this, but God Almighty, the creator of heaven and the earth, is actually behind everything. I think the eyes of understanding of people need to be open to this. People really need to know that what you are doing is not what you really want to do. It's what God wants to do. God himself actually put this in your heart. The Spirit of God placed this in your heart. It's not you doing it, but God Almighty himself, who already stand to do everything, to make everything be in accordance with his will. And that is what you are standing for. You are standing for the truth, and the truth will always prevail. Honestly, I thank God for your life. You can never regret this, because there is no way you can regret when you stand upon the truth. God bless you, man of God. I am behind you, and the whole world who knows the truth that you stand for, they are behind you. And not only anyone, but the God Almighty who created you is with you. So go ahead, and I know that nothing can stop you. In Jesus' mighty name. You've
got a lot of grace in your words, and I'm encouraged. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Blessings.
Thank you, sir.
Blessings. This man is so full of grace, and he's a pastor too, and he's not angry. A lot of pastors get annoyed, they get angry. This man loves the truth, and he's more particular about the truth than reputation. So thank you so much. He just recommended the prayer series, and any other person, prayer series, people are asking, where can you get it? It's on my YouTube now. Go to Sunday Adelaja official on YouTube. You'll see all the series there, homepage. Go to homepage on YouTube. All my series are there, especially the prayer series and the kingdom series. Nicholas is here. Hello, Nicholas.
Hello, Pastor Sunday.
Yes, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow. Americans are calling this today. Nice to hear your voice. Please, we're hearing your contributions.
Okay, Pastor. First, I just want to say that you are doing an excellent job. And I want to pray that the Lord will continue to strengthen you.
Thank you, sir.
But I just, I really want to, take you through a little history of, Reformation.
Yes.
That has happened in the Nigerian church.
Okay.
And my fear is what you are doing right now, how is it going to be sustainable?
Okay.
In the early 90s, there was a pastor, Pastor Tunde Bakari.
Yes.
In the early 90s, he started preaching, something in the line of what you are preaching right now.
Yes.
He was direct. He was confrontational, towards all the big pastors. And, he had a lot of large followership there. But along the line, I don't know what happened. He got sucked in. He used that word.
Yeah.
He got sucked in, and all the feariness in his preaching and everything, just went down gradually. Like I said, he started preaching the way you're preaching right now. Started attacking those people, saying people shouldn't be going to mountains, people shouldn't be going to People shouldn't be running after, big men of God before their prayers, before they reach their Father. Like I said, that went down. There's another group that came up also in the early 90s. They were canvassing that, that the glory of the Lord has departed from the churches, and that people should be congregating in the houses, should be fellowship, should be seeking the Father by themselves. And along the line, they didn't really make that much impact. They went as far as sending delegates to all these big men of God and telling them that, the way church is being practiced then was wrong and they had to do something. But along the line, they got people. But I can say they were only able to bring maybe 1% of people out of church, 1% or even less than that. They are still existing, but they have not been able to make much impact. Along the line also, in the early 90s or mid-90s towards the tail 90s, there was a pastor then, a big pastor in Europe, I think Tony Rapu. He came out with a preaching, something along the line of what you are teaching.
Yes.
All this worshiping of men of God and stuff like that. And he went back to Nigeria from Europe, to start this person out. I was opportunity to go to, one of his services. And his preaching also was, along the same line. People need to seek God by themselves.
Yeah.
People need to reach out to their neighbors. People need to change their environment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Nirapu is still in Nigeria, he's still preaching. But along the line, the message has, died down again.
Yeah.
So when you came up with your preaching too, I started from the first day that you started preaching. I said, this is God again trying to send a message to the church, But what are we going to do to sustain this? Can we still be talking about this in the next 3-4 months? Can we still be talking about this in the next 1 year? So my question is, what can we do to sustain this? And somebody called yesterday and said, are the people really ready? Are they willing, to accept this? And that's my fear also. People are so sucked into church. I'm a church person myself. What are we going to do, apart from, this message? You said we should download the CD, send it to people and all that. Is there anything else that we can do to get people enlightened, to bring this message to people? In churches in Nigeria, Reformation has come in several, churches all over the world. There was a time we have the Catholic, then we moved to the Anglican, and the church in Nigeria, there was a time, the Adelaja people came, and people were going to all these places, using candles and stuff like that. And then the Pentecostals came also. The Pentecostals came and they drew people out of these churches, and people started moving into the Pentecostal. People left, Catholic, Anglican, Adelaja, but now people are going back again to all, to all those churches, because they are tired of the Pentecostals. So is this movement that you're talking about, is it just the next thing again that people will come out of the, Pentecostals and, start, following you, if I may put it that way, or start seeking God by themselves? And it's going to get to the time they will get tired again and they will return back to the churches. So I just have a lot of fears and a lot of concerns concerning what you're doing right now. And I really want to know what is going to be next after all this. What's going to be next after all? If you're able to, sensitize people to come out of the churches, is it sustainable? What are they going to be doing next after that? I used to tell people, in the Bible we have, somebody like Joseph, he didn't have anywhere to fellowship. We have the children of the Hebrew children that went into exile. They didn't fellowship with anybody, and they were able to develop themselves. What is your plan for people if successfully we're able to, sensitize them and we're able to bring them out of the churches? What are they going to be doing next? I also feel, the best place for a young believer to grow is in the church. Now, if we're able to, if we draw them away from the church, new converts, people that want to come to the Lord, how are they going to grow? How are they going to grow? It is possible for them. Somebody like you went from Nigeria to Ukraine, there were no churches, and you were able to develop yourself. It is possible, but it is difficult. Young believers need to be nurtured in a place like a church, in a place like church. So, those are my concerns, and I just said, let me express this and see, your opinion, and know what your opinion is about all this. Thank you very much, Pastor Sunday.
That is Nicholas Owojori. Thank you so much. Very, very insightful. Stay around in Facebook so that I could give some answer to your questions. Thank you so much. Now, those are very serious concerns right there that are raised by Nicholas. First of all, in the days when, all those people that Nicholas mentioned, by the way, are my friends. Some of them are even my disciples, but I don't like those terms like disciples and mentees and things. But to cut the long story short, I know them, and I know their journey. Some of them have been with me here. All those people you have mentioned have been with me here in my house here in this country here, and in my church. And some of the things they even did in Nigeria, they got them from here, from this place. But what are my plans to move forward? First of all, God, I think, has selected a perfect timing for this one that is happening right now. Because now it's a citizens movement. Citizens movement against religious cabals, and then even this movement against deception in the church is citizens movement. It's citizen driven or people driven. And the one advantage that we have over all the people who have attempted to do something before is internet. This is the internet era. Even the church as we know it now, Nicholas, in the next 50 years and 30 years, there will be no buildings for church. You will not be doing churches in buildings again. In the next 50 years, 100 years, mark my word. Your children and your grandchildren, they will not be going to church again. The churches will be like this, what I'm doing, what I and you are doing now. This will be the church. Everybody will be in their house. Satellite everywhere. Internet everywhere. Internet will even go live. It will go more dramatic. It will be more graphic. It will be much more illustrative. Big churches are in buildings, so it's going to go into extent, because that is the way Jesus started. Jesus started church without buildings, and that's the way it's going to end. Church is going to end without building too. So now we are in a good place that God is using. It's just like when Jesus came. Jesus came at the perfect time, the time of the Roman Empire. That is the only time when the whole earth was covered under one network. But now also we are living in a time, the only other time, when the whole world is covered under one network, and that network is internet now. So there is no more worries that people have to go out of this. That is going to be gradual, and people might not really understand it, but this is the one advantage that we have. Number two advantage, in those days when those people were there, nobody had an initiative like what we are going to have now. Nicholas, you said people were preaching, but what we want to do now, can you imagine us? Pastor Amimi is here. Pastor Amimi, Pastor Edwin just wrote to me that there is one lady alone, one single lady in Nigeria. She's not even based in abroad. She's a lady based in Nigeria. She said she doesn't even know where she will find the money yet. But she has committed. She said, I've committed and I'm going to do it. She said she wants to sponsor 50,000 CDs to be given to people to free. And we have a strategy in place that 50,000, we are not going to just give to 50,000 and that's all. That 50,000 will be a seed. And that 50,000 will bring in, each one of them will bring in 100 new people. So if what we are going to do is to multiply that 50,000 by 10, that will be 5 million. Now you just imagine 5 million people having these messages that you are listening to. Nothing, no need for data, no need for everything, but they will have in their computer or in their memory stick, or in everywhere, and they will be able to listen to it, even if they don't listen to it, even if they don't want, but they will be able to have it. This truth is so powerful. It's not because I'm the one saying it, right? But this truth is so powerful that if people will be, listening to this truth, the truth will set people free. Believe me, the truth. And then if the people in diaspora who are in SMAC, citizens movement against religious cabal, if they also will raise up money and or buy memory sticks and all these CDs, and will going to multiply them, but knowledge, the greatest enemy of the church is lack of knowledge. If my people, that's why it's not even about me, but it's about knowledge. If we could empower people, if we could give people knowledge, And right now, I just told you that there is a team in Lagos, a committee, just 3 people committee, but they have started working. They have provided free internet access to anybody that wants to download this messaging for free. Even for as many internet data as they want. They can have 24 hours internet data just to get all these resources. So that is another thing, because there is nothing, I'm sure you've listened to my series on truth. And then you have listened to my series on, to my message on light. And if we could fill the place with light will always chase out darkness. Now, but apart from that, what are the things I'm going to do practically? Am I going to start churches in Nigeria? I don't know. And I'm not interested. I'm only interested in setting people free, filling them with light, filling their lives with truth, and just making truth available to them. If I could just bring light to the people's doorsteps, I don't need any other thing anymore. That's number 1. Number 2, I have, now Nicholas, this might be very difficult for you to believe, but what I'm really passionate more about, apart from mindset shifting and bringing value system to Nigeria and Africa, my number 1 reason why I want to go to Nigeria and Africa is this. I want to go to Nigeria and to Africa to bring about national transformation. That is where I am. That is my main passion. That is my main burden. I want to change the face of Africa and the face of Nigeria. And I will just tell you something. Go to YouTube now, Nicholas, and look, say National Nigeria Transformation Project. Just write Nigeria Transformation Project Sunday Adelaja. Nigeria Transformation Project Sunday Adelaja. And see all the videos that will come under Nigeria. And I beg you, Nicholas, listen. It might take you like 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, but listen to all those videos and that I've already prepared. You will see my projects about Nigeria. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I have 100,000. I'm not saying 100 projects. I'm not saying 10,000 projects. I'm not saying 50,000 projects, 20,000. I'm saying 100,000 projects. I'm not talking about spiritual projects. I'm talking about developmental projects. I'm talking about economic projects. I'm talking about social projects. 100,000 projects. These my people are here. 100,000 projects are here. And some of them are already in the video they are planning. And I have resources, I have connections, I have money that we are raising for it. I have already agreed finances for a lot of them. And billions of dollars are already arranged to finance some of these projects. That is my greatest passion. But before I do that, I must first of all bring about mental transformation. And, let people know that what is even more important than economic development is value system change. And if you have read my book, Nigeria and the Leadership Question, you would exactly know what I'm after. And then if you've read also my book, Only God Can Save Nigeria, What a Myth, you will get it right. And also, I'm writing books like crazy. I'm writing books. That's why I need all these editors. I'm writing books like as much as I can. I want to flood Nigeria with books. I will write minimum 100 books just on Nigeria's situation and how to solve them. And by the time I'm done, the whole of Nigeria, nooks and crannies, or what they call it, will be filled with the word of truth. And if we could fill Nigeria with the truth, and we could fill them with the light, and with the value system of the people could change, I think God will be happy with us. Thank you so much. Join this mark. Join the citizens movement against religious cabal, and join the movement against deception in the church. And we are inviting people who want to join or who want to participate or be a committee member. Go to the Facebook page, Move Agents Facebook Messenger, and tell us what you would like to do, and write to us, and we'll be happy to have you. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Mr. Best. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, sir.
Tell us where you are calling us from.
Sorry?
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm coming from Rome, Italy.
Oh, you've called before, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember you now. How are you doing, Best?
Thank you once again.
Yes.
That which God is using to do. I pray that God that has started this, the God that program, we're sure that you finish it in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I just want to make my quota of contribution in view of what the caller said.
Okay.
Concerning though I'm not trying to defend him, probably it's not current. But I want to let him know that up to date, Bakari, that is one of his area with which he's still fighting. So probably it's not current about it. And I'm making reference to his preaching 2 Sundays ago, and he equally made mention of some of their practices. So that's just my quota of contribution tonight, to let him know that Bakari is still doing that which God is equally using you to do. Yes,
Brother Bess, you know I spoke to you. And even me, I was of the opinion that he was not as active as he was before until I spoke to you. So thank you for letting us know this.
Because every Sunday, by the grace of God, I am always on live streaming.
Wow.
And listening virtually to every of his message. By the grace of God, he has not derailed. He's still a standard pastor as far as that country, Nigeria, is concerned.
I agree with you. I know him personally, and I can affirm to what you are saying. Thank you, sir. God bless you, my dear.
So I want to thank God for this program that God is using to do, and by the grace of God, it has touched a lot of lives here in Italy. I started listening to your program 2-3 weeks ago. Like I said, I was thinking, but today Bakari is the only pastor I should listen to. Well, by the grace of God, since I identify with you, I'm telling you, I am blessed. And many of us here are equally blessed based on this program, sir.
Thank you so much, Best. Blessings.
Thank you so very much, sir.
Bye. Well, what time is it there? Let me check the time and see if we can still receive another call or it's already over. Our time is over there, definitely. But, somebody just got through. Someone just got through. Favor Martins.
I greet you, sir.
How are you, sir? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Delta State, Asaba, the capital city of Delta State, Asaba.
Revival, they come to Delta.
Yes, I've started it long ago since I connected to you, sir.
I want you to make you tell me more. Make you tell me, explain.
Make I tell you what did happen.
Yes, make you tell me what did happen for Asaba.
This real fire is real. My name is Apostle, and I've been in Winners. I left Winners. I entered the church in Asaba. But there was one of your book I bought in Ghana. Money won't make you rich.
Yes.
I bought that book and I saw it as a seed. And when I came to Asaba, I bought one of your book, Pastor Without Tears.
Yes.
So, and the church there was a lot of persecution. So I left the church when I was planning to marry, settle down, and the whole church kicked against it. I said, let me just be on my own. And I went back to Winners. But I went back to Winners, I've been in the congregation. I've been pastored in Winners. I've raised churches in Abraka, Delta State University, most of all the village church. I will build the church, a lot of things, challenge will come. But when I came to Asaba, having Asaba, I went back to Winners again. And to God be the glory. The day I was coming back from midweek service, I said, this church. This they call it communion. Everything you drink it as if you want to adapt it. So I kept it there. So as I listened to that message, I said, no, I connect back again. I said, wow. And I was planning to open my church in Asaba, Omega Grace Assembly. But since I connected to sir, in church, I know the spirit to open that church, the drive that is pushing young people in Asaba with different wrong prophecy, see vision, call you wish, all that spirit just died. And I have a personal relationship with God now as I'm talking to you. If I'm in the bus, I will just tell them, have you heard about the movement against deception in the bus? After in short, all the prophets in Asaba now, I'm kicking against them. Any corner as a movement against deception, we need to start it. I went to the radio station today in DBS, and I said, sir, this is what we are doing every Saturday. I want to kick against movement against deception in the church in Asaba. I said, if you know, I said, because things are going wrong in Delta State. And it's like Delta State is not their depot. Because our politicians, when they carry government money and they will give it to pastors, you see that they'll be driving big jeep. And the people are suffering. No road, nothing. And they will come from some go to Ghana to go and buy powers. And when they will come, they will be using their hand just as Chris is doing it. That is what is running now. So the revival here in Asaba, I do tell people that I said this is the true light. And since I've connected with you, sir, there's a kind of this calmness in my spirit, sir. I won't lie to you. This calm, because this is the true. I said, me and your father inside the bus, who is close to you more than your biological father? The man said, I'm the one. That is the one. I said, so you are the one that is close to me more than your biological father? I said, yes. I said, so if you are close to your biological father, then no pastor or bishop or apostle is close to you more than God. So when I give them that message, they'll say, but that's true. This thing they talk so that's true. All these pastors, all the deceivers, so see my television, my motto. And after they so sick and saw all different kind of sick, they are so poor in the church. So poor. Now the schools, and our members cannot attend the school. So, sir, this movement is a great movement. I will give my life for it. I will give my life for it. That man that come from here is from Sapler. I grew up in Sapler. We're going to put it in pidgin English. In my place of work, the thing is starting now, it's catching fire. And a lot of people is connecting to this Facebook movement. I want to appreciate you, sir, that God will going to give you strength. That the case in Ukraine is going to be to your favor.
Amen.
And you will come back to Nigeria. I know Nigeria people, they are trying to work against that to not work. Because this light will come and shine in Nigeria. Because we don't suffer. Nigeria Delta don't suffer. Everybody don't suffer. So we need the truth. You will see that they will just build one big church and plant different. If you talk to worry is the.
I think you need to connect with Pastor Amimi. Or Pastor Amimi has to find you because he needs to. Movement don't start though. If it has reached worry, finish. If this thing don't reach, Asaba, it means the revival don't bust. Revival don't start though. Yes, so if this thing don't reach Asaba, it means finish. The revival don't bust though. So is there anybody there that we still want to call through? Or anyway, I think the time is gone today. So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening and talk to you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Blessings. Bye.